Cowboys Nation, y'all know the drill. Episode 5 on deck. Camber is in the building. Camber is in the building. Mock draft series right now, each and every Friday. Episode 5 starts right.
BJ Nix, are you here?
Present.
Present. Spoonie, Timothy Spoonie.
Present, sir.
Margaret and Mary. Do we have a Margaret and Mary?
Yes. And the margaritas.
All right. Class here. We're ready. Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Okay.
This is the time to line up behind your team, to support your team, have faith in that team.
You know, it's peaks and valleys. You know, it can't always be good. And as I always tell people, you're never as good as you think you are, and you're never as bad as you think you are. But when you do know about
house call, Trevon Diggs pick 6. Coming, they see it, knocked away. Oh, Gregory! Hurts in trouble. 3 Cowboys wrap him up, make it 4. Micah Parsons is unblockable.
Cowboys Nation, Pick 6 Sports affiliates. We are live in the building. Episode 5, Mock Draft Fridays. We've had a fun time going through what we're doing, talking about these prospects, the whole nine, getting through some different things. A lot of things happened today. A lot, if you will. But we're waiting for O to get here. My guy Spoonie, my girl Camber in the building. Whew, man. Camber, for Cowboys, a lot of Friday news.
I mean, expected news.
Oh, expected. Not an extension, but a restructure.
But an extension can still happen. It was
There you go.
to get them below the cap space that they had to be at by March 15th. So they did their due diligence.
Due diligence was definitely done. Yeah. And currently the Cowboys, $15 million under the cap. Currently, things can happen. Things are going to happen. We'll talk about it. My guy Spoon, how we doing this Friday, man?
So far so good. Friday, my wife won a playoff game today, so they won 93-23. Great game.
Wait, Spoon. You said playoffs.
Yeah.
And the score was what?
93-23.
Wow.
Yeah. So, yeah. Yep.
Wow.
Going for her 4th championship in 6 years. So, being by that side, reporting, so he's having fun. And on top of that, we're back to some more Cowboy news. Free agency is upon us. It's one of the things that we had talked about last week about how the news are going to be crazy. We heard today about the Carolina Panthers. Salute to the Bears for having a smart GM. for the Panthers, I'm sorry, I can't say nothing about y'all, but good luck. And I'm here to talk to the Cowboys football.
Right. We knew, like we talked about this last week, Spoon, of the Cowboys have to hit some things, do some triggers, get, under the cap, if you will. In two moves, right? They did it in two moves. So they did the restructure for Dak. They did the restructure for Zach Martin, and now you have $15 million available. However, you can do some other things on the back end to get there, Cam. Two moves under the cap. What moves on your radar are you looking for the Cowboys to do next?
So I've been told that Donovan Wilson's a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that they're definitely going after is Donovan Wilson. I think one thing that we need to remember when we're looking at that $15 million, that 7 to 9 of that is going to have to be for rookies. So more things are going to happen for them to go after any kind of decent player in free agency.
Right.
So, like I said, it was to get under the cap, but I think they're going to go after Donovan Wilson hard. And I'd love to be able to say that, they're going to go free agency and we're going to get us that wide receiver, or we're going to get us that corner. But it's Stephen Jones, and we know we are a day. We're when you have big garage sales and they have like day 1, day 2, and day 3, we shop day 3 of a garage sale. Rarely do we come right out of the gates to do something. And so, I don't know, I guess it's my pessimism and my, repeated pain that this team has given me that I just not looking for the giant splash at this point.
Man, I know it's pain. You didn't bring up the football hubby even. LVE.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still kind of sitting there worried about it. My understanding, what I've been told, is that he may be a safe signing for us because of the last injury. He's on some list. I have been told by my person at the Steelers that they would really love to have him.
Major key alert.
Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, I would love for him to be here. I think he's a humble gentleman, and I don't think he's that guy that is going to do a dog and pony show like a lot of the other guys are. But we got to be realistic. He wants to get paid and not the smaller amounts that we've been paying. And if you look at his value, he's looking at $7 to $8 million a year. Are we going to do that? So,
right.
I'm trying to keep my realistic hat on.
Fair. Spoony.
Yeah, this is fun.
Cowboys underneath the cap. Get ahead of on the 2 contracts they touched.
Right.
One a restructure, and not Zach but Dak, because Stephen Jones said we'll just wake up and an extension will happen, and Dak said the same thing, right? Dak literally said, "Well, maybe we'll just wake up and it happens." But neither here nor there. 2 restructures, and you are under the cap. $15 million under the cap right now, with moves to be had or whatever the case may be. So on Friday, things happen. It is what it is. Guys have to be signed. Neither here nor there. How you feeling? How you landing?
No, I feel good. I feel that this is a move that's on its way for a reason, for something to happen. Whether it's a resign of your own player, or it could be something where it could be hopefully a free agent, a person who's a free agent. The Cowboys have been linked to guys of D-Hop as far as trade. We all know there's a contract situation with that both parties will have to work out for it to be done. It could be a situation where they'll sign OBJ. I'm pretty sure with OBJ, there's been conversations in the background. We all know about the visit, but I'm talking about once the offseason was started. Before the free agency conversation, I believe OBJ and his party was with Jerry Jones. We heard Jerry Jones spoke a lot with OBJ's mom. And we all know, besides football, OBJ is a marketed person. We all know the World Cup is coming here in a couple of years in Dallas. So, OBJ is a marketable person, and we all know why Jerry Jones loves him. So, it's again, these are the things that I was saying that said last week, where Cowboys gear up because we're about to take off. We don't know which direction they're gonna go in, but I really do feel that as we said during the end of the season, it may not be the number 1 tier players, but it'll definitely be at least tier 2 guys, which is better than the tier 3 guys that we had in the past. So I think they're gonna do something. But again, most importantly, you have to take care of Diggs and Lamb, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think I don't see the money that's moved around that's going to be outside of the brass of the Cowboys, right? To me, it's like, okay, we are under the cap, and even though that you restructure Dak, you can still extend him down the line. We'll see what happens. But what I do think is, well, now with the money here, the Lamb or the Diggs deal, right? You get into that. The LVEs, the Donovan Wilsons, the Hankins, even the guys that are free agents on your team. Dalton Schultz is gone. I mean, I'm not going to bring up Dalton Schultz. Look, we have to understand. I think Dalton Schultz is completely gone. It's not going to happen here, right? But these other guys,
he's going to get paid.
Yeah. He's going to get paid. Yeah. So, but these guys, internal free agents and extensions, is how this money lands. Money can be had and do something else, but I think ultimately it's not a move. These moves today were not a check mark of, oh, the Cowboys are about to go get busy outside of their own roster. Cam,
right, and they can still sign Pollard to a deal and flip that tag money around too. So I'm sure they've got that in the back of their head also. But
True. Hold on. My guy Lando in the building said, anybody else see Ramsey's tweet? I don't. I've been doing content.
Yep.
I don't know. What Cam, have you seen his tweet? I don't know. Did he have a tweet?
He deleted it, and he mentioned blue and white. So Colts.
Who else?
I mean,
we're just talking about blue and white. If we're just blue and white, Colts number 1.
Yeah. Anybody else just blue and white?
Spoony, do you have a do you have a blue and white, Spoony?
Yeah.
Cowboys. Blue and white. They blue and white. Dallas. It can happen. We got time. We got time, but speculations. Listen, and at the end of the day, let's see. Again, these are the times that we all should get excited for. Especially if they make the right moves, if they bring quality players and name players in that we can feel to help this team go to the next level. We all going to be excited about that. But again, it's a wait and see approach. Nothing starts till Sunday. But officially Tuesday midnight, which I believe none of us will be sleeping. We're going to be on our phones like this, halfway asleep.
Man, I got knee surgery. Hold on, and I have knee surgery on Wednesday. I hate my life here.
Oh no, BJ, you're strong. You're gonna lay down, right? You're gonna have a sign. You're gonna say, "I'm having surgery, Cowboys. Can you please bring this play in for me?" And we're gonna do that. And I want to put some nice music in the background. It's like a commercial, right? The commercial, we have for animal here, pay $1.99 a month. So I'm gonna do that for you, BJ. We have to get somebody here. Hey, BJ's not old.
I'm old. It's fine. I'm old. It's fine. I'm old. I own it, dog. I'm old.
I don't want. No.
I'm old, but neither here nor there. Out the gate in January, Spoon, on some of the spaces, I said, don't sleep on Ramsey. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I can draw a picture, And Bland is the reason why with his rookie contract that it could happen. But, neither here nor there. Because I got the pushback about Ramsey, like, oh, never played for the Cowboys, the draft, and this, and what he said. And I'm like, it doesn't matter now. But, look, I don't expect it to happen. But it's not going to be the ultimate reason why it doesn't happen. But, neither here nor there. I do want to scroll back here. Cam, Spoon, our guys in the building. Ezra, my O's going to be here in just a second. I mean, I don't know here. Mr. Cowboy 88 says, I don't know why people love Dak. Wish we could trade him. Like, I don't understand. I'll say this, Cam, I'll let you go.
Yeah.
I just don't understand Cowboys Nation. I don't understand it. Is he a top 5 quarterback? No, he's not a top 5 quarterback. No, he's not. He's not. He is a top 10 quarterback, though. And we're talking 6 to 10, however you feel. 6 to 10, however you feel. And I don't understand, like, how Cowboys Nation in general wants to trade or get off of or move on from a top 10 quarterback and think you're going to be better. I just don't grasp it, Cam. Can you help me out, Cam?
I can't understand it either, and I've got 2 points for it. Clearly, you do not remember the years between Troy Aikman and Tony Romo. Because it was hell. It was a living hell. And we could start listing them all. We're not going to go through that. We're not going down that pain street. But we could also be in the situation that the Raiders, that the Falcons, that, the Colts, the Panthers, they're all sitting, the Jets are sitting in right now, and it sucks. And I would much rather be sitting with Dak Prescott than having to deal with the hell they're dealing with. So, bless your heart, whoever you are, 88.
You know what you do? What we should do from now on to become a Cowboy fan, you have to have an initiation process.
And
shit.
Yeah, and part of the initiation, what you have to do is you have to go into a room, right? Where we have a TV and we have, of course, video cassettes not allowed no more. So we have a DVR, we got YouTube, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna replay all those years that we was hunting for a quarterback.
Contingents.
After Troy Aikman. And you got to stay in that room and handle the torture, the agony, the pain that as us old head Cowboys fans had to, and understand why you just cannot trade any quarterback. Now, if you give me a solution, a good trade that makes sense, okay, we have a conversation. But when you come out and say trade Dak and complete, what are we going at? So it makes it seem as an individual doesn't like that. But if you're telling me we could trade that for a player that's linked to the Cowboys that's available, we have a conversation. And but I wish we had initiation where go in that room, handle the Brandon Whedon, the Cassell, what was the man from the Razorbacks, BJ Arkansas, Drew Henson? Remember that? Drew Henson? Yeah.
That's Michigan. But baseball player, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, but
come on.
It's just, man.
Yeah.
I just.
There are 22 teams that do not have a top 10 quarterback.
Right. Cam, right? Like, if the Cowboys think they need a top 5 quarterback to win, man, we are down bad. We're just down bad. That speaks to the team building 101, this organization and what they're doing or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't care. Like, talk it up. And I had a guy that tweeted out. He was so pissed off. He was so mad on Twitter about the Dak restructure. Which, by the way, I want to be honest. Friday combine or Sunday, wherever Jerry was leaving the combine, whatever day, right? And he's like, "Well, you paid the quarterback $49 million, and you just can't do too much." Pause. The Cowboys, throughout Dak's 7 years, going to year 8, there's only 2 times he's taken up $30 million. That's the tag year, and now, which we know the contract's up and things are different or whatever the case may be. Like, he's never costing $40 million against the cap. It doesn't matter. But neither here nor there. I'm not sitting there to bang the table to be a Dak apologist. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying is, ultimately, where Dak is in the year of our Lord 2023, he's a top 10 quarterback. Not top 5. Top 10, though. He's top 10 quarterback. I don't really care. Because we go back to last year, Spoony in the spaces, Cam in the spaces, we were told certain guys like Derek Carr were better than Dak. Pause. We were told certain guys like what's a really short guy?
Kyler Murray.
Yeah. Right.
He playing Call of Duty.
That part. Like, these guys are better. Right. And then we fast forward a year later. Now, I was in a Washington Commander space, and the particular host shot told me Geno Smith was better. That's neither here nor there. Take it how you want to take it, the hate, whatever. But again, I don't care how you line these things up currently. Dak Prescott, at worst, is the 10th best quarterback in this league. Just what it is. It's just what it is. So, if you have a top 10 quarterback in this league, another Dalton line, going back to the Bengals, Dalton, and there was that little thing that came out. If you got Dalton or better, you're okay at quarterback. It's not where we are. We're better than that. It's just what it is. And again,
or we should have played Cooper Rush.
Oh, Cam, remember whenever the other ginger showed up?
Oh yeah.
Andy Dalton showed up.
Yeah.
And there's a large contingency of the fan base that said, "Oh, these are the best weapons Dalton ever had. He should be the guy. They'll go further with Dalton." And Dalton showed up after that got hurt, and what happened? Yeah, that part. So yeah, I just really don't. I don't really grasp it. I don't understand it. You have a top 10 quarterback, and he's going to cost you less than $40 million against the cap. Go forth and prosper. With that being said, though, our guy finally in the building. Presser how we doing, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I was having technical difficulties. Like, everything that could go wrong was going wrong, and then I was waiting on my laptop to get started, and it just felt like it was going on forever. I just had that, like,
right.
Like, what can happen next? And then finally we got booted up. So we're good. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, 10-4. I mean, obviously we're talking about the restructures here with Dak and Martin. Par for the course, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, this is something that the Cowboys do every offseason, right? Like, we're always in this situation where we don't ever have the year like the Bears or the Panthers where they have like $90 or $100 million in cap space. Just not how we operate. We're kind of always kicking the can down the road, but you can do that with the cap, so it's not really a big issue. Hey, what's up, BLS? Hope you're doing good. So it's pretty standard. It was a little bit surprising that they did the restructure as opposed to an extension, but this is also something in referencing Dak's contract that they could still do both. So they could do the restructure to get the immediate cash influx, and then they could do an extension to worry about lowering it even further or pushing it for future years to lower those cap hits. So
right.
That's what the Cowboys do. So, we have cap space now. So if they want to make a move prior, there are guys like Bobby Wagner, OBJ, other players that were released. There were quite a few offensive linemen, Gabe Jackson. There's several offensive linemen that were cut the last few days. So they could make a move immediately if they want, or, next Thursday we can get rolling. So we have cap flexibility now, and then there's still other moves they can do to trigger more space.
Yeah, so, I mean, Dak aside, like, not extension, restructure, the whole nine on that, and what that caused waves-wise. And again, the restructure doesn't pause them from a extension.
Right.
Put a pin in it. Let's talk about Martin real quick, because I don't think anybody's talking about Martin right now. And we go back to last year, Cam, Spoon, and, Martin said, why just wait for him to come home? And we had the opportunity to talk about how many years does Martin want to play again and what's going on. But Martin got pin whipped. Means something to you, or just, business as usual?
I think it's business as usual, and I would actually extend him. So
he signed through 2025. So.
Yeah, like Zach Martin is not. He's not Jason Peters, and I think we think of him as an older offensive lineman, but he doesn't have, even though he's had injuries, he doesn't have anywhere near the wear and tear that like Tyron Smith does. So that's a different conversation when you're looking at that versus Zach Martin. And there's conversation.
Pause real quick. Hey, Cowboy, we're not winning shit with him. I'm going to guess that's on Dak from earlier. Tell me why. Tell me how you know. Go right ahead, though.
Yeah, no problem. I would love to hear that too, so let us know, Mr. Cowboy. But yeah, like with Zach Martin, we like to think, I don't know if we like to think, but there's conversation out there in the community, whether it's the media, local writers, or even fans, that Zach Martin might be coming to the point where he might be retiring soon. He's still a high-level player. He's still a Pro Bowl, all-pro caliber player. So until I start seeing signs of significant drop-off, I have no problem worrying about what he's going to look like next year, 2 years from now, because we haven't seen anything that makes me fear that there's going to be this steep drop-off. So for me, I would even look at extending him just because he's still a high-level player. He's somebody I want to be a core component of our offensive line moving forward until I have reason to say otherwise. Like if he starts racking up serious injuries, knock on wood, then maybe we'll make a conversation at that point that you stopped with the restructures. But he was a super easy pinwhip in my opinion because of what he's able to do and what in terms of availability and actual talent and what the caliber he's still playing at. So for me, I don't think that's a big deal at all to do that.
Spoony, Martin restructure says what to you?
He's here. He's here. I've always said that anytime you reconstruct a player's contract is because you do it to a player that you expect to be here long term on the team. You don't do it for players that you pretty much want to get rid of. So that's what it tells me. He's here for the long ball, and confident with to help his team out to create more space to do whatever move you want to do.
10-4. Cam, little pin whip here for Martin.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer. They, like I said, they've got him signed. I mean, he's on the books through 2025. He's got no salary due, but there's a cap hit in 26 of almost $5 million. They're going to keep him till the end. He's going to retire a Cowboy. He's going to be first ballot Hall of Famer. They took the two most obvious guys and restructured them.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, it was nothing surprising to me to see that.
So let's spin the block. Tyron Smith. Last year of his deal. They want him back. How does that work? I'll go with the other order. Cam, Tyron Smith. What are we looking at here?
Man, that's a contract I need to leave alone with the injuries and everything else. And I was kind of surprised that he was coming back because we heard whispers that he may retire. And then we hear he wants to play, but leave that cat alone. Let him play on this year, and we'll just hope that those knees and ankles are vibranium and go.
Very fair. It's Spoony. Tyron Smith coming back. Where you land?
Well, listen, I know we all have our opinion. I know from my opinion, I would love to see Tyler Smith take over the left tackle spot. That's what his position. This is why we drafted him. I would like to keep him there. In my opinion, with Tyron Smith, to me, it's like another situation of Jason Wayne coming back and taking some of the rest from like Joe and Dawson Schultz at the time. But at the same time, this is what the coaches get paid for over there. They look at the players. They know what they're capable of doing. So it is pretty much for me is that if they feel that he's okay, they feel that he can still play, great. But we all know Tyron averages about 13 games a year. So he missing about four games. He's doing lose 4 to 5 games. So this is something that we're going to expect moving forward. Hopefully he doesn't miss any games. And that's about it. But it's going to be tough.
Oh?
Yeah, so for me, I wish he was averaging 13 or 14 games recently. Unfortunately, the last couple of years, we haven't seen that. I think what it comes down to with Tyron is if you can rework this contract where he's getting paid swing tackle level money and he starts, great. But you just can't bring him back with this current cap hit. So if you can get him down to like $8 million, I feel really good about that. Because if he plays 6 games or 14 games as a starter for that amount of money at a relatively high level, I think it's a steal. But we just can't pay him where he's at now. And if, it's just going to come down to numbers. I do think they want him back. I do think he probably wants to retire here. So I think something's going to come down to it. But for me, that target number is like $8 million or so. So that's him taking a pay cut of roughly $5 million, which is pretty steep considering he had one of the best contracts in football for a long time. But it's the reality. We're in 2023. We can't worry about the past. We need money now. So if you want to play here, play ball a little bit, let's make this work out.
Would it be a 2-year extension per se, or a just 1-year cut and move on?
Yeah, I think it's reworking. I don't think you extend him or add anything else to it because he still has void money after this year. This is just the last year base money. So I think it's literally just reworking, taking a pay cut this year if he's going to come back.
Would y'all spin the block again? Would you buy? All right, if you're Tyron Smith, would you buy? Hey, look, we're going to give you this pay cut. All right, but you're going to be the swing guy. We're going with Seal at right tackle. We're going with Tyler at left tackle. You're just the swing guy. Cam, do you think that's feasible or no? For Tyler, or for Tyron, excuse me.
I think it's feasible. I think he has his limitations and his injuries and everything. I don't see him pushing it otherwise.
Okay, so do you think Tyron would do that and just accept the backup role?
So basically, Tyler Smith our left tackle, and then we're gonna have
Steele's gonna be your right tackle, right?
And basically, Tyron will play the same position as Jason Peters last year's swing.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, I think he will do that. I mean, listen, you're still on the team. Your contract is reworked. He should understand the type of play he is today, not what his resume says. So I think he would be cool with it.
Oh?
I mean, as a fan, I'm like, yeah, do what's right for the team. But I think for the player, like, I feel like Tyron would want them to tell him, you have a chance to beat out Tyler Smith, and if you do, we'll kick him to left guard. And if not, you're the swing tackle, or depending on how quickly Steele recovers, you may start the season at right tackle, and then we'll go from there. So I think as long as there's an opportunity for him to be a starter still, even if he knows it's not guaranteed and it may not even be likely, I feel like that's all that he would want. But again, I don't know. I'm just kind of throwing my thoughts out there. If I was him and I was a perennial Pro Bowl All-Pro player, I would be like, I still want at least a chance to compete for the starting job. And if you give it to Tyler Smith because he outperforms me and Terrence Steele is back healthy, then so be it. I'll be the swing tackle and go from there. But I do think he's going to at least want the opportunity to start.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys are going to look at it simply from their draft attacking standpoint and what they do. Because Stephen Jones can say, well, Tyron's back. Our line is Tyron left tackle. No matter how many games we'll think he'll start, right? But Tyron's left tackle, Tyler's your left guard, and then, A, B, C to your right. And at that point, when you get to the draft, we're not pigeonholed at 26 to take an offensive lineman. Where it is. The thought behind that schematic and look is ultimately for the Cowboys, in my opinion, if we're buying that Steele is going to be ready at training camp for right tackle, I don't know how Tyler or how Tyron comes back, because you shouldn't make him the starter at that point. And for what he's been in this league, go jacket Tyron Smith, if you will, for him to take the pay cut and be the swing guy. I don't know. That's kind of where I kind of land at, because I think the one thing about this league, in what we've talked about over the last couple of years, offensive line play has been down tremendously from guys coming into the league to injuries, guys leaving. Just offensive line gameplay has been down. But what I know for the Cowboys, and I think is a big check mark for them is you have young bookend tackles that are ready. I don't want to mess with that because currently I just need a guard and I'm good. I'm not trying to play with everything. And I know the Cowboys still hold with Lexico to a certain extent. We got to wait and see how he does year 2. And it's cool. We can bring him back in all the constructs we talked about, right? And Tyron's going to be the left tackle. Okay, how many games before it has to be Tyler at left tackle? And that's the...
I mean, last year wasn't even game 1 because of
right.
that injury. But I think another angle, too, to your point, actually, I guess not even to your point, but I think you may be going this direction is we don't know for sure when Terrence Steele will be healthy. We know that they think he's going to be ready. Secondarily, they chose to do a second-round tender. We don't even know that Terrence Steele will be on our roster. Somebody may take them up on that and say, cool, a 26 or less, I think he's like 25, somewhere in that range, starting tackle who's really good in the run game and pretty good in pass pro. I know he's coming off of an injury, but I'll take that. I'll give you a second-round pick and sign a tender and hope that you don't match. And depending on how much they pay, Catboy may not match it. I mean, I know we like to think that he will, but Stephen Jones, we don't know that. Depending on what the offer is, if he gets $17 million a year, are we really going to offer that? Are we going to match that?
No.
You know, we haven't matched it. We have a new offensive line coach. We've got Safari now, so
good point.
There's a whole nother thing.
So that kind of adds into the Tyron Smith factor is, yes, you could draft an offensive tackle, 100%. You could go sign one. But if we don't bring Tyron back, you're in a position where you probably have to draft one because of the uncertainty depending on what happens with Terrence Steele. Now, if they work out a long-term deal with him, if it gets extended beforehand, then it doesn't matter. But right now on a second-round tender, like, he's not a sure bet that he'll be here, even though he probably will. Somebody may pay him more money than we can do it, like the Bears. The Bears are being aggressive. They have $100 million in cap space. How would you like 75. Terrence Steele to block for him?
Right. Yeah. I mean, and again, the Cowboys can answer is what it is. Just interesting times here when it comes to that. And, of course, you know, we got to wait to see as the Dak and the Martin restructures happened. We have to wait for the Tyron Smith and the Zeke contracts to see where they land moving forward. But let's spin the block, though. So, OBJ had a workout today. OBJ. And we got to bring up Odell Beckham Jr. because the Cowboys full court press last year and whatever's going on. But, however, they had nobody at his workout. Okay, so Odell Beckham Jr., Cowboys. Jerry's talking about his mom and his family, and he's in this realm, the whole nine. So Odell had the workout as my guy Professor O with the new hair. What's the new hairstyle he has? Snow cone-ish?
Yeah, he looks
Snow cone-ish? Yeah,
it
Snow
actually
cone-ish.
kind of reminds me of the Dennis Rodman had a similar hairstyle back in the 90s. But yeah, it kind of has that snow cone thing with different patches of colors.
Am I tripping? Didn't Metcalf have the same kind of style last year?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. All right. So, Camber, Odell workout, Cowboys related, big move. Maybe that's Stevens. Where you land here?
I'm still having a hard time getting over that whole circus last year. He wasn't even healthy and drug us all through it and made us all talk about him and feed his ego. And then we get the comment today that we didn't have to go there because we knew enough and he likes his mama. And I'm just wondering, can his mama suit up and play wide receiver or cornerback?
Oh.
I don't care about that.
Oh.
Sorry about no offense to his mama, but that's not what I'm here for. I don't know. That was a pretty long list of teams that were there, and they got a lot more money to spend than we do. And
true.
You know what? I'm just numb to the whole OBJ thing at this point. I just, if it happens, it happens. Great. I hope he's the piece we needed, but I am not investing myself anymore in it.
Very fair. Very fair. Spoonie. Odell workout. Cowboys not there. Snow cone hair. The full court press last year. Where you at?
I've been endorsing OBJ for the past 3 years, and it's gonna happen.
Oh,
I believe it's gonna happen. I really do. I don't know the.
You just said did you just say the 10 toes down on it?
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen. I really do believe. As I said before, it was, it was a thing where are you healthy enough to play? Odell wants to be a Cowboy. He wants to be in Dallas. It's marketing. It's it's the kind of money you could make for being a Cowboy and for the player that he is. So with that being said, I do believe. I definitely do. I definitely believe he'll sign. He'll become a Cowboy. It just, for me, it makes sense with him and Jerry.
Okay, all right. Oh.
I mean,
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
It's time!
I just think he's the perfect storm of the type of guy that Jerry Jones would love to have and Stephen Jones will get on board with, because he's not going to cost as much as I shouldn't say should, as much he would have prior to him racking up injuries and missing time. Secondly, he still has a big enough name that fans, myself included, would be excited about. Although he's not the same player that he was 5 years ago, he's still a big enough name that we'd be excited about. Third, we need receivers, and with his age, if Jalen Tolbert is somebody that they're excited about and they do think could develop, or maybe it's Simi Fehoko or any of the younger wide receivers, Odell's not going to be he's a really good stopgap, because he could be that bridge while these guys develop and get opportunities to play. And you don't have to bet on Michael Gallup coming back and lighting it up this year, knowing what he did last year. If he can do it, great. It just makes Michael Gallup a nice to have instead of we need you to perform. Additionally, DeAndre Hopkins would be exciting for people, but he's looking at a second-round pick, which I don't think ultimately is that much considering what he's able to do. But the Cowboys love their draft picks, and he wants an extension. He did say recently, I think it was on the punter. What's his name?
Who was it? Who had the extension? Who?
Hopkins. So Hopkins said, DeAndre Hopkins said he's willing to be negotiable with these 2 years, but he does ultimately want an extension. So you're looking at,
Brian,
do you want to give a second-round pick and pay money, or do you want to just sign somebody for less money and not have to give up the draft pick? That question is what Stephen Jones is going to be sitting at, and it's going to be spinning in his mind. Pat McAfee, thank you. That's what I was looking for. I just feel like he makes more sense for the Cowboys, maybe not for what the Cowboys should do, but for what the Cowboys are willing to do. He's more realistic. So I think it's going to happen. I mean, Jerry Jones, the mom stuff, Canberra, I agree. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, how often do we hear about that? Like, Zeke's mom, Dawn, we've had on the show. Cam knows her. She's fantastic. Everybody loves Dawn. But when do we hear about, like, well, Zeke's great, but his mom and I had a really good conversation. Like, that was just weird. I don't think that necessarily means it's going to happen or not going to happen, but this is the move that I think the Cowboys will make, because it won't cost them as much as some of the other big-name free agents are. Fans will still be excited about it, and it doesn't lock you into a long-term contract. You can do a 2 or 3 year deal and move on. So you can play 2 years.
Do you think the Robert Woods contract is going to affect it at all, and the numbers that he just pulled in, or?
I think
it has to. Yeah, it's going to. Yeah, it has to.
He's getting paid $7.5 million a year roughly. So you can tell OBJ, we'll give you a 3-year, $30 million deal, something like that. You make more than him, but it's $10 million AAV. So year 1, you're looking at like $4.5 million cap hit, something like that. Year 3, he'll never get to. So from accounting purposes, it makes it easy. So yeah, definitely, I think that would. Good point.
Yeah, I think D-Hop is doing everything he can to get to Dallas.
Yeah.
I think like the
that doesn't work. You should know that doesn't work.
No, this is fair. No, that's not true. That's not true. He's doing everything to get to Dallas. He's not using Dallas. There's other players that use Dallas to springboard. I think ultimately when we're looking at D-Hop, he's trying to get to Dallas. He's been in Dallas, he's been working out other videos, then the live and what happened there, and then the other side too. As you say, he wants a new deal, but he also said, I I'm willing to buckle on the 2 years and be flexible. Now, what I understood from that conversation was, but I'm good this year. You're going to work with me next year and how that works. So I think he's more flexible in that realm. I think third round pick the Cowboys are in. But let me pivot back to Odell. And I'll probably say something that most people won't agree with. And that's okay for me. What I would say simply is, where the Cowboys are currently constituted with the $15 million here, I think absolutely they should get the Lamb and the Diggs deal done with that market. And if you can bring in LVE, I've been banging the table about LVE. Cam, you ain't been around on my spaces too much anymore or whatever. I've been the stepwife, if you will, for LVE and what's going on here, okay? And bringing him back, neither here nor there. But if you're going to touch, for me, in my opinion, if you have the idea to touch the Gallup contract, I would only touch it if Odell's the signee. I wouldn't touch it for the acquisition of D-Hop, because I can make it work in that constraint. Because what you're telling me now, because we got to go back to Dak needs weapons. First and foremost, he does need weapons. Forget the outside fodder. We time and time again we banged the table about, I don't care who your quarterback is, you need weapons. Look, I am more though than anybody. I'll speak for myself. I don't want to put any of y'all underneath the gun or anybody in the chat. I've said this consistently. Gallup will be better this year. He will return to form more so than he did last year. He's just now a year, barely, not even a month removed, actually, from the surgery. Okay, he is going to bounce back. We've seen these things. I understand that. I'm cool with touching this contract if that brings me an Odell for 2 years. So what you're telling me is, because if I hit Gallup's contract, that's 23 season, 24 season. Gallup, you're getting done anyways. I'm good there. That's long term, right? And then it's Odell. Bet. So you're telling me for the next 2 seasons, I get Gallup, Odell, and Lamb, with Tolbert going up the realm. If Sibby could walk through the door, so be it. And you can go draft me a guy in the 3rd round. And I'm kosher. I think you're doing the right things to put weapons around Dak, and I can live with that. Is where I will be at. On the back end, if you're going to make the move for D-Hop, not sure. Look, and again, the number 58th pick, 58. I can't sit here and just tell you unequivocally that there's a better wide receiver or prospect at 58 over D-Hop. I can't do that. So I understand that side of it. But I can't touch, in my opinion, I can't touch Gallup's contract if I bring D-Hop in, if that makes sense to y'all.
It makes sense. I get what you're saying too. There is an angle that people haven't talked about. If you do make a trade for DeAndre Hopkins, would you try to ship Michael Gallup off? Because if you do that, you take about, I think it's $8 million in dead money, but you free up $5 million. So is that something you would try to maneuver in, like maybe a 3rd and Gallup or something for Hopkins if you did make that trade? You get a little bit of cap flexibility back in return.
But I'm right back drafting the unknown.
Right. You're still back to the 2 wide receivers and who knows beyond
right.
that. Yeah. So.
I love Trey Palmer, by the way. I see you drop that Trey Palmer. Love Trey Palmer from Nebraska. But, I think ultimately for the Cowboys that operate, let me ask you this. I'll ask this question, we'll pivot. Would you rather trade for D-Hop or restructure Gallup and sign Odell? I'll go Professor O. Go ahead.
I'd rather have OBJ.
Okay. All right. Spoony?
I need time.
Okay.
I'm good.
You good now?
I'm OBJ.
Is my volume better now?
It still sounds pretty high to me. What do you guys think?
Am I super high?
You want speaker?
Am I super high? No, I'm turning my gain down. I'm turning everything down. Help me out here.
It's still loud.
Yeah, it's loud.
It's not like crazy. It's just noticeably louder.
Good.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
To do your whisper voice, like, hey.
I'll whisper.
Inside.
Inside voice.
My thing, what I'm worried about is the injury history of OBJ. I want him here as a Cowboy. I've always had. It's just the injury history with D-Hop. You know, I know a lot of people look at his numbers and stats, but a lot of it wasn't his fault. The QB play wasn't that good. Kyler Murray missed a lot of time. The PED suspension, he missed some games right there. So there's a lot of things that happened around D-Hop that caused him to not have a good year, other than injuries like OBJ. But as far as you're saying now, you're saying reconstruct Gallup's contract,
Restructure Gallup, and bring OBJ.
You know, and he's young still. Michael Gallup is young still. He's gonna bounce back. I'm going with the OBJ route. I'll just go with that route.
Okay. Cam, would you rather trade for D-Hop or restructure Gallup and bring in OBJ?
Restructuring Gallup and bringing in OBJ.
Okay.
I mean, like we've talked about, I'm going to have 3 wide receivers at that point in time. And, you know, OBJ or D-Hop's got a little list of injuries that have gone on too that, you know, are concerning. And
True.
He's almost 31 years old. And I like draft day, and I like to have that second round.
It's fair. That's fair.
I don't want to give it up.
And look, you might go get you another wide receiver in the mix in the second round if you want to. I mean, neither here nor there. Flexibility, Cam.
We're not aggressive in free agency, so the draft's all we have. Like, I don't want to get rid of these draft picks, especially early ones. I'm like, that's all I have to look forward to.
Great point.
No, big facts. All right, so, you know, I mean, OBJ workout, D-Hop trade talks and doing the most and everything else. It's a fun time to see it. We just sit back and wait to see what happens. But I think the consensus here is we would all rather restructure Gallup and keep him here for 2 years instead of 1 and sign OBJ than trade the second plus for D-Hop. Is that where we're landing here, guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I have zero faith in Tolbert, and I've seen a lot of comments there in the chat about Tolbert, this and that. And I'm sorry. I just don't have it in him.
7-4. All right, 7-4. There it is. All right, guys. Well, let's pivot over here because now, last week, top 10 wide receivers from Pick 6. Kim had to come in and give some tiebreakers, by the way, on certain things. But here we are with our, this week, top 10 cornerbacks. We're doing the top 10 cornerbacks this week on the board for Pick 6 Sports, man. How did this list with the Cam tiebreakers break down for us, my guy?
Yeah, so I'm going to pull it up in just a second, but I just want to preface this for people that didn't get to see last show. So what we did was we have 5 people, Dom, who's missed the show today, and Mendoza, who's our mod, Spoonie and I all put together independently our own top 10 list.
Me too? You let me out? No, you didn't say me. Yeah, me too. I put my 10 in.
Nick's as well. Yeah, Nick's as well. So we have 5 people making this list, and last week it wasn't an issue. We didn't have any ties. We don't know what each other's list looks like, too. We just kind of all put it together. Evening. So it kind of makes it fun. But this week, we actually ended up with 2 ties. So Cam joining tonight was perfect because I was like, hey, you're joining us, you be the tiebreaker. Because what I would have had to do before is go to the other 5 and say, if we're in a boardroom together, in a war room together, who would you pick? If these 2 are both there, we both grade them equally, what are we doing? So Cam being the positional coach coming in and saving the day was great. But back to the list. The guy who finished number 1 on our list gets 10 points. The guy that finished in 10th place gets 1 point. So that's what we did. So I took everybody's list, and it was pretty equal in the top 3. Everybody had the exact same top 3, or the same 3 players in the top 3.
So it was basically what we got here. We got Witherspoon, Porter, and Gonzalez, right?
Yes. So
Okay.
everybody had that exact same 3 except Mendoza. Mendoza had Deontay Banks as number 3, but everybody else had the same 3, just in a different order. So here's our consensus list, and we'll talk about it as it goes,
Sure.
so you guys can see it. So Christian Gonzalez and Devon Witherspoon. That was our first tie. They both had exactly 47 points each. We had 3 people with Witherspoon at number 1, and we had 2 with Gonzalez at number 2. But Gonzalez was number 2 on everybody who had Witherspoon, and that was not the case for the other way around. So interesting there. I think if they were both on the board, I don't know who I would pick. Witherspoon right now is my CB1, but he's a smaller player of the 2. And I
I'm
really
Gonzalez.
I like where Gonzalez is going, and I know Cam loves him. So Cam was our tiebreaker. So
Me and Cam Gonzalez. Let's go, Cam. Let's go.
You were the deciding factor. Tell us on why.
Oh, this is just really super hard for me. Number one, that I actually love the play of an Oregon Duck and have been pushing for him. The kid, I think he is the best all-around athlete of all of these corners. And the way I've seen him progress playing in his time at Oregon has been amazing. The guy, he can stay right on his player. He turns his head when he needs to. He makes that big play. He's got the speed he needs. I just see him as the most complete corner in this draft.
So Stephen White.
You're going to be so sick at 10. You're going to be so sick, Camber, at 10. I will be too.
Asked a good question too, and he said no Rush, no Coyote Blue. So we had other players. There's actually 5 other guys that got votes. They just didn't have enough votes to make the consensus board. So
I had Rush in my top 10. I had Rush in my top 10, but I got outvoted. It's okay. That's what the consensus is all about here.
And Rush made it to number 7, was the highest he was on anybody's list. So he was on 2 lists total. He just wasn't on enough lists to make the top 10. So Joey Porter Jr. at number 3. I think if those are the top 2, I think almost everybody unanimously, except Mendoza, he's a lot lower on Porter than we are. But I think Porter there makes sense. Really, after the top 3 is where the list is going to get interesting, not just from us in pick 6, but league-wide, because I don't think there's a consensus number 4. I think some teams are going to love Emmanuel Forbes. Some teams are going to say he's too light. Some teams are going to love Banks and say he has all the traits you could possibly want, and other teams are going to say, but he doesn't have the ball skills we like. Then you're going to get guys like Cam Smith and Ringo. I really think the list gets interesting at 4 and beyond. So, Cam, you were not a part of making the overall list, but for you, who would be number 4 if you were in the war room with us?
Oh, okay. I mean, as far as the top 4 right there.
You like Cam at 4? I know Ringo's pulling at your heartstrings, and Forbes a little bit as well. Right. But could you jump him over Smith at 4? I know. It's tough. It's tough.
It'd be tough.
Yeah. Again, we talked about the bubble of the 4 wide receivers, right?
Right.
And what was outside the first round. And you look at the bubble of the cornerbacks, I think everybody feels the same way about the 3, Gonzalez, Witherspoon, and Porter. But boy, where you want to slide that slice of cheesecake? What's your favorite slice of cheesecake, Cam, to slide in at 4? Because that's kind of where it's at.
Right. I like Forbes, but it's. We also talk about this team being such size queens.
Unfortunately.
I'm just gonna go with the other Cam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to step in real quick because I think out of this list, I just want to be clear. I think I'm a big buyer on DJ Turner. I just want to be honest here. I want to make sure it's on record. I'm a huge buyer on DJ Turner. Like, going back to the tape and the house seat, and they single him up with no safety help. The attributes, speed, man. If you look, and we go back to last year, the kid from the guy drafted in Seattle, Tariq Warren.
Yeah.
Turner screams. He jumps off the screen. I'm a huge Turner guy. And I know the Cowboys kind of like Michigan guys, right? We've got a tight end here. Yeah, we have a cornerback here currently, Lewis. I'm just saying, man, I like Turner's. I like Turner a lot. You know, look. Not at 26. I understand it. I understand the 26. Oh, y'all want a spicy take right now?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I'll take Turner 58, and I'm good with it.
I think you'll have to. And he's a guy, too, when we were having our conversations in group chat. Actually, we did it on 2 of our mock drafts, too, with him. We were talking about 90, 129, somewhere in that range. But then we said, and if you guys remember, I brought it up maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. My friend is actually was training and still is.
Right.
And I told you guys, he was timing 4.24, 4.26 for the combine. So we had a feeling he was going to light it up. But when it actually happens, then it changes the conversation. You start going back and looking at the film and saying, so somebody in the chat mentioned, it was Joseph Sandberg, shout out to him, said DJ Turner versus Ohio State was fun to watch.
Yeah,
if you watch
facts.
2021, they have him on an island against Chris Olave.
Line it
Garrett
up.
Wilson,
Line it up.
Marvin Harrison Jr. They didn't care who it was.
Didn't
they just
care.
left him on an island by himself. And if
No
you
safety.
remember, in college football, you have wider hashes. So that cornerback
Facts.
on the wide side of the field is out there all by themselves. Even if you roll a safety over to help, a lot of times by the time, especially if it's a quicker route, like that cornerback has to make that play. And they trust him to do that. He's not huge. He's 185 pound or whatever. But you watch his tape, he's sticky in coverage. As you can see, he's an absolute speed demon, the fastest guy in this combine. So
Yep.
I love DJ Turner. I just don't think there's any way he makes it past 58. He may make it in the
Again.
second round, but he won't make it to 90.
That's why I said if the Cowboys took DJ Turner at 58, I'm Spoony. I'm dancing the jig, Spoon. I'm dancing the jig if Turner's the pick at 58, depending on how things lay out.
Hey, listen, this guy's a burner with speed and all. He's rising up the boards. I'm okay with that at 58. It's a good pick. It's definitely a good pick, especially if we go with we go BP8-ish in the first round, depending who's there. If we don't take a corner, he's definitely a good fit to get him in the second round.
I do have to say it's interesting that none of you had Clark Phillips.
So Clark was on 3 lists, but he was like 9 or 10, so he only got 1 or 2 points from each person. So he was on 3 lists, but he just didn't make the top.
Cam, you can shoot your slugs at me. He wasn't on my list. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I know. I'm just thinking in general that the general consensus is that he's in the top 10. So what's interesting.
Yeah, I just.
And I understand. I mean.
Look, for me, like this, going through the tape and seeing things or whatever. Here's what I thought. We drafted Chidobe Awuzie. I thought his tape was similar but not as good, and that's what bothered me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I can see that.
That was kind of Cheeto-ish, but not as good.
Right.
So I was just like, nah. There's other guys here that I would take. And look, he's going to land geography lottery. Other teams will be happy about him. And for those that are on top with Clark, I understand. Look, I understand why people would be higher on Clark than I am. Just for me and how I look at it and what I see, he didn't move me in the right ways. For me.
And Cam, I'll give you kind of my logic there too. So I actually like Clark Phillips' game quite a bit. My concern though is he doesn't meet any of the Dan Quinn criteria. So he was 5'9" at the combine, had 29-inch arms. 32-inch arm length is almost a prerequisite to be a Dan Quinn cornerback. Like you have to have those long arms, and he doesn't have that. And then being a smaller guy too, hopefully he has a lot of speed. And I do think he's fast enough, but his 4'5", 140. I'm just looking at the Cowboys, and I'm like, I don't think they would actually draft him. But for a lot of teams, and if I was making the list without any Cowboys lens or bias at all, I do think he would make almost everybody's top 10 because I think he's worthy of that. And I think if you go back and watch the 2021 Ohio State-Utah game, that's when Jackson Smith and Jigba absolutely lit them up. I think he had like 300 yards receiving that game. But Clark Phillips had a really impressive play where he ran JSN down from behind and forced a fumble right before the goal line. But he also he was in hell that day trying to cover JSN, and JSN is going to be wide receiver 1 in this class. But back to the point, I do think Clark Phillips is a top 10 player in terms of this position. I had him at number 9 on my list, so he only got 2 points from me. And I think Clark Phillips and Hodges Tomlinson from THT, from TCU, same thing. Just a small guy. I like him, just not for the Cowboys because I don't think DQ would draft him. But I do think he's probably arguably a top 10 cornerback in this class too.
And the other thing that Eddie brought up, as I mentioned, Cheetah Bay, there was times that people thought that Cheetah Bay was a safety and not a corner as well. That lines up here, Eddie. That absolutely lines up there with when I talk about Cheeto and whatever the case may be and where he's at. So, yeah, this is a decision point. Yeah, I get it. DJ Turner, real quick. How tall is DJ Turner again, Eddie? You remember his height or no? Just saw the question, by the way.
I'll pull it up. I think he was 5'11", 185 or something like that, but I'll double check.
Something around there. Just look at it. He's right there on the cusp, if you will. Shout out to my guy Newsom said, "Man, this is a dope ranking system. That's what we're trying to do, man. Have a good time with it moving forward." Stephen White with the Ray Jean Wright brother. We could have the Wright brothers. The one thing I will say simply is this: Les Shinshu, the whole nine. I know for a fact that Dan Quinn did spend a game out there, and they had scouts follow him. So, he's on the radar.
They met at the combine too.
And that. So there are he's on the radar for the Cowboys. And we'll just kind of leave it at that.
So DJ Turner.
DJ Turner's 6 foot 180.
What'd you say?
I have him down to 6 foot 180. Is that correct?
DJ Turner at the combine, he was 5'11", 178. So basically,
okay.
Yeah,
30 and 3/4 inch arms, but a 4.26 40 with a 1.47 10-yard split. Again, his tape is good, so he's a guy that maybe doesn't fit the profile, but I think you would give a serious look to. Deontay Banks and Jacorian Bennett. Think about that Maryland secondary to have 2 guys that are both going to be first or second round picks. Bennett may go round 3 or so, but I love Bennett.
Yeah, I like Bennett more. I like Bennett more for sure. I've been on record on the spaces and everything else. I like Bennett more than Banks personally. Spoon or Cam, same route or
between who and
from the Maryland guys, Banks and Bennett.
Well, okay, so I had to do the tiebreaker between Eli Ricks and Jacorian Bennett.
Okay.
And this one was way more difficult for me than having to pick the other tie.
Okay.
And I actually went with Eli Ricks because I think here's the thing. I don't think either one of them are great tacklers. They both could really do better in that situation. I think Eli Rick backpedals better. I think he's more explosive off the line. My problem with Jacorian Bennett is I think he's got some sloppy feet. Eli Ricks is very handsy and probably could draw some penalties. And it came down to what I think were more coachable traits that could be fixed.
And I like that. Cam said it again. Coachable traits. Is that what you do with coachable traits?
Yeah.
Well, give me on this football train real quick. Give me hyped. I like that. The coachable traits, Cam. I like that.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I just feel that Eli Ricks has got things, those coachable traits that can be fixed and overcome more than someone that's got some pretty clumsy feet. And that's where it came down to is why I picked Eli Ricks over Bennett. So
I get it. And I think Ricks is probably, I don't know if I should say probably, Ricks might be the most polarizing guy out of this top 10 because if you watch his LSU film, you absolutely love him. Transferred to Bama, had the injury, didn't play a ton, and then he didn't run at the combine. So you don't really know what he has as much as the other guys because there's just more film out there for him. But he's 6'2", sticky in coverage.
Right.
He's an interesting player. I think, teams are going to look at him really hard and say, like, if he was healthy playing a whole year at Bama, he might be a first-round pick. He might be in that top 4 or 5 conversation. So I get it. I think Ricks is super interesting. Some other guys real quick that were brought up. We had
I want to talk about Garrett. I want to talk about Garrett. That's the one guy for me. Garrett Williams, Syracuse. I don't think this guy makes it to the. He might make it to the early 3rd round, maybe, because of the injury status quo or whatever. But boy, outside the injury stuff, where do you land on Garrett Williams?
I mean, it's hard to discount that, but
he's
another guy though. Like last year, he's probably a first-round pick. Like he's really, really good. The film's good. He's a good player. Garrett Williams, Knicks had him. You had him pretty high. He was 7th on your top 10.
I did. I like Garrett's game, man.
Yeah, I had him number 9.
Yeah, Spoonie had him too. Darius Rush, that's somebody that a lot of people had on our list, but he was kind of lower down, so he kind of just missed. You had Jalen Jones. Nobody else had him.
I do.
About him next.
No, yeah. I've been high out of the gate. For those who have been following my Mock Draft Fridays and what I've been doing and everything else, younger cat. I know there's some people that talk about, well, maybe he's a safety, blah, blah, blah. Man, go Dallas safe, man. I think he has, and the reason why for me, when you talk about the Cowboys underneath Mike McCarthy, and even more with Dan Quinn, they draft straight guys and will coach them up. They're not looking for the full term, you're the guy at this position. They draft, what are your traits, and we'll get you there. The kid from A&M, Jones, how tall is he? Real quick. Hey, is he over 6 foot? Okay, he is. As O draws it up. Tell me his wingspan. Tell me his 40. Like, he has the traits. He just does, and he's young. So Jalen Jones for me is much higher on my board than I get it. A lot of people. That's my take on him, and I understand it. But no, I think there's a lot of things there he brings to the table, and he's just that guy. Jalen, 6'2", super long wingspan, 40 times equivalent. And early on in the process, a lot of people was like, maybe he's a safety. I was like, no. Out the gate, I'm like, no, he's a corner. He's a corner. He's a young guy. But the traits and everything else, I think he moves the needle in the NFL. So, I like Jalen. I had him in my top 10. That's where I kind of land, Eddie.
So, interesting on Jalen Jones, too. So, like you pointed out, he's 6'2", 200 pounds, so he's good size. He had 30-inch arms, so his arms weren't quite as long, but everything else kind of adds up. What's really interesting, though, is he ran a 4.57 40. So when you hear that, you're like, that's not super fast. That sounds more like a safety. But his 10-yard split was 1.48.
There it is.
DJ Turner ran 1.47 in 10 yards. The fastest player in this combine was 0.01 faster in his 10-yard split. So he accelerates extremely quickly. Maybe he doesn't have the top end speed, but
that's the closing speed. And when he gets to his pro day, it won't be a 4.57. Just like Hyatt, like the wide receiver, 4.41. I was like, oh, pro day, it's going to be different. Things will happen. It just is what it is. So yeah, for me, I think everything is there for a young guy. Was he 21 right now? I believe. I think he hits the numbers that you really like. That's where I'm at on him.
So our guy Dom joined late. Dom, happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. This is your first time seeing this list too. You have anybody you want to talk about?
Man, I love it. I love what we did right here, and I was listening to Nick's a little bit earlier. I agree with him. With the receivers, our top 4, it was a pretty easy top 4 in our opinions. But the same thing with cornerback, with Gonzo, Witherspoon, and Porter.
Top 3, right?
To me, the one that kind of stands out is Emmanuel Forbes, making it all the way down to 6. And I think what kind of captivated everybody originally was his ability to go up, high point the ball, get the ball, create turnovers, having 6 TDs, like where he intercepted and returned it for a touchdown. Nobody else has the ball production that Emmanuel Forbes has in this draft. But whenever you see him weigh in as 166 pounds, that causes you to pause, because who have you seen in the history of the NFL make it at cornerback and do it at a high level, weighing that much? And so the frame is a bit of concern, but I'm still willing to buy Emmanuel Forbes, and I think you guys would too. 26, who knows? Maybe he could be one of those potential, if the board before us doesn't fall in our favor, maybe you trade back and get some value with him, maybe at the very end of the first or maybe early second. But he stands out to me. And the second one, probably for others out there listening, Deontay Banks being at number 7 would be a guy that's falling according to Pick 6. Instead, you see others in the national media and well-respected draftniks who are having him all the way up in their top 4. So we have a discrepancy there, according to what the nation says about DeAndre. Yeah. But to me, he's one that scares the you-know-what out of me, because he's a boom-bust type of a prospect in this draft.
Yeah. How about this? Before we go to the live mock draft, everybody in the building, get ready. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We're about to pivot to the mock draft side of things. So share it up. Make sure you hit the likes. Make sure you hit the subs. And share it to everybody else. For me, Dom, DJ Turner at 58 is a sleep. It's a slam dunk for me. Look, if the Cowboys want to go cornerback in the second round, they pass in the first round, and Turner's their guy at 58, man, I'm super hyped about it. Where do you land, Dom? Rain on my parade? Don't rain on my parade. Either way, let me know, Dom. Turner's a big guy going to my board.
And I can understand why. Whenever you watch the tape, you can see some things that he does that Dallas actually covets. And then when you go out and run the kind of 40-yard dash that he ran, then you get excited, because you feel as if you can get him in the building, get him with our coaching and the kind of success we've started to have with guys like Diggs and Bland, you give him the ability to kind of fill himself out for the first 6 weeks or so. He has all the athletic skill and tools to turn into that cornerback 2 that we so desire. And, I think he's going to actually end up being one of the risers in this entire draft. So for you to go ahead and make the call and put him at 58, I actually believe that's where you're going to have to get a guy like DJ Turner. So being a second round value, I think, is a perfect value to place on him. So you might be ahead of the game by doing that. And I know Matt O is a big fan of DJ Turner. He's one of the ones that have been dropping clips of him and sharing his thoughts about him, just like Bennett. I didn't know anything about Bennett, to be honest. I knew a little bit about him, but I didn't even know he was in this draft. I thought he had another year of school left. And so whenever Matt shared some of his thoughts about him being better than Banks, I'm like, okay, let me see what he's talking about. And you can actually see he's just more consistent, where Banks has a little bit of a clunky feet at times. I go back to the Will McClay quote when he was on the draft show talking to our guys over there, how, his pet peeves, and one thing that he actually looks for is footwork. Well, if you're looking for footwork, Banks is not the guy. But a guy like Forbes is, but DJ Turner is so smooth and so quick that he's somebody that you think Will McClay would like, because of what he brings already, in the sense of being nuanced and knowing what the offense is trying to do to you. So, man.
All right. Let me land the plane here before we pivot to the mock draft. Last thing on the top 10. Mills, what about Ringo? Let's do it right here. At 58, the Cowboys unequivocally going to take cornerback. All right? And Ringo and Turner is on the board. Spoonie, are you taking Ringo or are you taking Turner?
Well, for a couple of reasons, I'm going with Ringo. I'm a I'm supporting Professor O with getting a Georgia Bulldog on his Cowboys roster. I owe it to Professor O from the last draft, our situation. At the same time, I know Khalil Ringo has been a conversation of people not 100% on board with him. I believe because of the level of inconsistency from him. But if I had to choose between him and DJ Turner, I like Ringo. I think he has more upside. You know, you can't cheat size and speed from combination at all, in my opinion. And I think a good teacher like Dan Quinn will unlock a lot of his upside. So I'm going to Ringo.
Okay. Cam, if it's 58 cornerback, Ringo or DJ Turner?
Oh.
I know. Gun to the head.
Oh my goodness.
It's tough. It's a tough call.
It is. It's a very tough call.
Yeah.
God, you know what? I'm going DJ Turner.
Okay.
Because I just feel like I think Ringo gives up those big plays, and we've got that already. You know, with Diggs. I hate to say that. I'm going DJ Turner.
All right, Bulldog extraordinaire, ATL native, Professor O, Ringo, DJ Turner, gun to the head at 58. Who you taking?
I mean, I'm trying to remove my Georgia bias from this. I'm looking at it from the Dallas Cowboys perspective.
Got you.
I would take Keely Ringo.
Okay.
So some of the things that people have concerns about with Keely Ringo is, well, there's some inconsistency. He's given up big plays. He's also played more snaps than any defensive back in college football the last 2 years. He's played more games than any defensive back in the last 2 years.
Talk to him.
He's had more opportunities. They also shadow him. He moves back and forth. So you'll see him lined up on Cedric Tillman. You'll see him lined up against number one and best on best a lot. And they play almost exclusively press man coverage without safety help. So he's on an island. There are definitely holes in his game that he needs to improve. But he's a guy that not long ago, people were saying he might be a top 10 or 15 player in this draft class. Then the Ohio State game happened. And suddenly this national narrative went out that, oh, man, he got cooked. But watch the game. Look up the stats. 6 receptions, 69 yards on 13 targets. That's pretty damn good. If that's getting cooked, 6 receptions for 69 yards. He did give up a touchdown, and if you watch that play, C.J. Stroud scrambles around, and I think it took 6.5 seconds before he threw the ball, and Marvin Harrison Jr. eventually got open. But Ringo, he's 6'2", ran a 4.3 40. He didn't have the great combine that people expected him to have, which I think was a little bit disappointing, but he's also 20 years old. He's one of the youngest players in this draft class. So he has a significant amount of experience. He played a ton of snaps in college, but he's also still young. So I think if you're looking for somebody to work around, he would be a great guy to put opposite of Trayvon Diggs. And I love DJ Turner, but again, Ringo's a guy that not long ago a lot of people said should be a first-round pick, and I wouldn't hate him at 26, depending on what's on the board. I don't think you have to.
Whoa.
I'm just saying.
Pause. Hold on. You wouldn't hate Ringo at 26.
I wouldn't. No. I wouldn't.
Okay, now the bias is showing up. Now the bias is showing up.
Again, it's a 6'2".
It wasn't bias at 58. The bias just showed up at 26, though. Oh.
Well, let's talk about that. So.
No.
On our consensus.
We don't have to talk about it. No. We got to talk about it.
He was higher than Turner on every single person's list.
I got you. That's a conversation for later. We got to talk about the choices. I guarantee you, we will bend the block at 26 on Ringo, but not tonight.
Yeah, I don't think he goes in round 1 anymore. But he's a guy that out of the two, I'd be more willing to take him at 26 than Turner. So I would take him.
Well, 58. Jesus Christ. Okay,
58. Yes.
Okay. Jesus Christ.
What was that?
Dane Brugler has him at 32 on his top 100.
Oh, there it is.
But he has Deontay Banks at 31.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
I think John Machota took Keely Ringo in one of his mocks recently.
All right.
Just saying.
Dom,
he's around
58. Dom, 58. Ringo Turner, where you at?
Yeah, to me, it's not even a hard decision. I'd go Ringo all day. Every
Okay.
day. And to me, Ringo is still worthy of a first round nod. Though, as far as
Is he a first round grade though?
no, I don't have a first round.
Okay, 7-4.
I've had to rethink that because you asked me earlier this week in the space about like how many first round grades I had, and I told you
Right, we're in that lane now.
let me look, and then I looked because I've been just thinking 26 worthy, but then I have to rethink now and go, well, what if my team was picking 15th? What if the Cowboys was 15? How many of these guys would I truly have as a first rounder worthy of that 15th pick? And I don't think I would have the 17, 18 guys that I mentioned last week. So it plays a big difference when you're picking 26. But for me, Ringo is the guy. And like what Matto says, he has a tremendous amount of experience, and he's played against the best receivers that the SEC has to offer. One of the things that does concern me a little bit is he tends to be a tinge stiff in transitioning. That Cedric Tillman matchup was a battle where he had one snap where he read the play and he ran the darn route for Tillman and had an interception there in the end zone. But then you've seen where Tillman used what his best route was, which was the comeback, and got Ringo a number of times. So you wonder, all right, use some of this athleticism that we know you have to be able to anticipate more, to be able to move forward out of the back pedal. But if it's just straight up go routes and he's carrying a guy, he has the confidence and the ability to turn, flip, go, and just run straight with somebody. He has the ability to catch up. And then PFF and also Next Gen, they both had this thing where they had clocked him running 23.5 miles an hour this year. And so for context, the fastest player in the NFL last year ran 22 miles. So the dude can get and go. He can scoot. And I think what he does good is for a young guy who still is considered a little bit unrefined, he kind of gets over being beaten. And I know he had a number of plays where he had some catches go over 20 yards or so, but a lot of it dealt with extended plays where it wasn't like he was beat off the jump and boom, he's just getting dunked on or something. But the defense really didn't get into the quarterback, or the quarterback extended the play a little bit to be able to make it happen. So as long as he can keep his concentration, keep that focus, he has all the tools necessary. And just being as big as he is, man, that will look good in Dallas's scheme.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna rob a pick six in the conglomerate. I'm a Turner guy through and through, but my guys and ladies in on this channel say Ringo, then I'll lean Ringo.
Nix, can I push you on that though? You had Ringo higher than Turner on your list.
I did have him, but that's my list is ultimately what I think of the position. But the Cowboys, I look at it differently, if that makes sense. But I like Ringo. I like him a lot. I think Ringo is a lower floor guy than Turner, but I think Turner's a higher ceiling guy. So at times throughout that process of how we do things, what we do, what we go through, I like Turner a ton, but I mean, it's Ringo at 58. I'm cool. Like, I'm not mad at it, if that makes sense. The speed, I think maybe the other thing too on Ringo and Turner, and not that Turner had to do certain things, just the SEC and what happens. The one thing about Ringo, he's very thorough from whistle to whistle. Not that Turner's not, but just the old want to. He's a want to guy. I want to be the guy. Bell cow to bell cow. I I got to be on, I'll be on. So some of that with Ringo, but I think ultimately throughout the process, I can like a prospect more than a guy I have ranked higher, but that's for different reasons other than how teams view them, if that makes sense.
It does. So I did want to bring up one more thing before we move off, because I think it's
Sure.
interesting, and Dom just talked about this, like, I think maybe today. So Millsy brought up a comment. Here it is. He said, I'm not sold on Porter, Witherspoon, Forbes, nor Banks in first round. Unpopular decision, I know. He's not trolling either. So, Dom, you kind of alluded to that too, on maybe how this cornerback class compares to potentially other cornerback classes, or maybe their floors and ceilings. So, do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, one of the guys that I actually feel quite strongly about in this class is Brian Branch, who many just has solidly as a safety. I think he actually has some of the better cover skills, and also, especially from the slot, and also being one of the best run defenders of all of the DBs. And then when I look at that and I go, man, if I put him as a slot corner or a nickel corner, he would be fourth on my list, right behind those top three that we have up here. And then it makes me go, wait a minute, a guy who's going to eventually be a safety in this league who's not as fast. I think he ran like a 4.58 or something like that. Like, what does that say about this class overall? And then it made me just think about what are some of the weaknesses or cons or areas that these guys need to improve. And overall, I start to walk away just thinking, and if you compare this group to other years and where would they go? I don't think any of these guys would be a top 15 pick in drafts in previous years. Even though we have our pretty easy top three here, I look at these guys and I go, you know what? What was the difference between the grade I had on some former Georgia Bulldogs in years past, and like Tyson Campbell, for example? Like, are they really that far and beyond Tyson Campbell and what I saw him put on tape? And I walk away just going, you know what? I like the corners. I think it's a deep class, but you don't truly have just pure blue chip guy that you feel is a surefire player for this draft class. So for me, it's like there's a little bit of pause, and I'm glad that we're not picking in the top 10 for one of these guys, because, man, I don't know if I would really want us to go up and get somebody like Christian Gonzalez, whom I loved. I've been talking about Christian Gonzalez for 3 years, going back when he played with Colorado, and he was a freshman. I watched him play against the UT Longhorns. But I don't think you got a Patrick Surtain here. I don't think you have a Sauce Gardner here. And we were all pretty high on both of those guys. Surtain was my number one guy over J.C. Horn, and
me too.
To see the traits and the dog and all of that in him. Right. So I see what whoever put that comment down, we're thinking along the same lines in a sense, but I really do think our top three are solid guys and good prospects and worthy of first round grades.
Low key, Spoon, I saw you drop that the Malik Hooker tweet after we got on live. After we came on live, Spoon just dropped the tweet from Malik Hooker, and the Hooker tweet was, "Y'all seen Donovan Wilson back to the Cowboys yet?" with a question mark. Maybe something there, maybe nothing there. I don't know, but he threw it out there, Malik Hooker, about Dono. So we'll see what happens. That wraps up our top 10 cornerbacks. Now, episode 5. Y'all know the drill. It's mock draft time with all the actual, draft proponent of the compensatory picks. By the way, how did the Niners get like 1,800 third-round picks in that realm? How'd that happen?
All the coaches.
Oh, my God. Cam, all of them. They got all the picks.
Yeah. No, they have
Sheesh.
they got 3 third rounds. And I correct me if I'm wrong. A few years ago, wasn't it you could only get so many third rounds? Did they change that? Because I thought you were capped on that. But
man, apparently not anymore. Oh man, but yeah. I mean, the Niners are wiped up. Obviously, the Cowboys got some, and here we are. We have 9 picks officially now. Moving forward. Here we go. Oh, look, and shout out to PFF. They actually have the Panthers at number 1. So, I'm going to start the draft. Boom. I'm definitely going to scroll up once we get here. Alright, boom. Bryce Young, number 1. Stroud, number 2. Jalen Carter, number 3. Oh, alright. Mr. I like the Colts.
so Dane Brugler just did a draft after it went on, and he actually said the Colts signed Lamar Jackson and trade that to them, and that the Ravens take him there.
Well,
we'll see.
But here we are, Dom. They took Anthony Richardson.
I would love that. Finally start over. Stop with the retread. Stop with the guys that have already been there, done that, over the hill. Finally get a guy that you can develop, that you can build around. If it works, great. If not, move on and try it again. But, man, to think that they go back out and get another Matt Ryan type.
Will Anderson, Seattle. Peter, Northwestern tackle for the Lions. Levis, Raiders. Tyree Wilson, edge, Texas Tech for the Falcons. Number 9. Ooh, little edge rush. Murphy for the Bears. Witherspoon right here. Boom. Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh. Shout out the alarm. Witherspoon, first cornerback off the board for the Eagles. QJ going to the Titans. Offensive line help here. Paris Johnson here for the Texans. Oh, Gonzalez. Wow. Sauce and Gonzalez back to back.
That's ugly.
Oh, Sauce and Gonzalez back to back. Oh. Joey Porter Jr. here for the for the Patriots. JSN, Green Bay. Shout out to Washington. Thank you, Washington. Clap it up. Thank you. Appreciate you, Washington, for taking Van Ness.
Real quick, isn't JSN to Green Bay the most
Green Bay pick ever?
Well, it's just so funny because Aaron Rodgers has been begging them to get a wide receiver, and they took a quarterback and defensive ends, and they won't take a wide receiver.
Yeah.
And then the year that they're trading him, now they take a wide receiver. Love it.
That part. Burger Jones to the Steelers. Oh, Brian B. Okay, Brian B. to the Lions. Dalton Kincaid, Tampa. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for taking Kincaid off. I don't want to get rid of a Dalton for a Dalton in the first round. Thank you.
You know what I think is going to happen right there in real life? Hooker. And
Wait. Hold on. Are you talking about the Lions or Tampa? Which one?
Tampa.
Oh, you think Hendon Hooker, Tennessee?
Yep.
Oh.
And I know that's Spoonie's guy.
Oh.
When I sit, all right. So I was thinking about this yesterday, I believe it was. If I really think about this quarterback class, Will Levis, don't want him, can't play with him. Strike up that whole quote. I don't quite understand I don't know if Bryce Young is going to be able to hold up. We just haven't seen that work with a guy that's that size. Kyler Murray had some flashes of brilliance, but I don't know. He don't have the work ethic, it seems. He's also gotten hurt. I feel confidently about Stroud, and then my guy Anthony Richardson is still a project. Hendon Hooker, I could argue that he's actually the second best quarterback in this draft. So
Okay.
to get him,
But he's hurt though.
it don't matter. They got
Okay.
they got old boy that can redshirt him, just get him acclimated to the league as far as an X's and O's, getting him on the chalkboard kind of standpoint, knowing the playbook. And to me, it's kind of the perfect opportunity to let him grow.
Okay. So Hooker's the sleeper quarterback in the first round. Got it. Banks at 20. Thank God. Again, Seattle, appreciate you. Take him. Branch safety. Interesting from the Chargers. Mayer, tight end. Oh, the Rams take a tight end. Big shock. Jordan Anderson, right? Well, we heard, Thielen's gone, whatever. Makes a lot of sense here. Osiris. Sure, Jax. I get it. Ooh, can't see. Ooh, that middle, that line for the Giants. Makes a lot of sense. So the Cowboys are on the clock. We ran through them. The Cowboys are on the clock. Zay Flowers. I mean, for those that listen, y'all know where I'm at. Nolan Smith. Bijan Robinson. I mean, guys. Mozzie. What position? What do you want to talk about?
So, seeing what's on the board still, we have 3 trade requests. Are we sticking and picking, or are we entertaining?
All right.
Depending on how far we drop back.
Cool.
There's 3 guys I think the Cowboys would like.
All right, Pittsburgh at 32.
So that's a second round pick. First pick of the second round.
Right, 32. How do I look at the other? Oh, wait, there it is. Houston at 33 and Rams at 36.
What do you guys think? Trade or stick?
I'm
I think
sticking.
the Cowboys are sticking with what's on the board.
I'm
'cause
sticking.
I think there's 3 guys you can make an argument for, and 2 that I think they would not pass on. So now that they're both there, it's interesting.
Right.
I'm sticking.
EJ for me.
Yep.
Cam, you sticking or you want to trade?
Oh no, I'm sticking.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. If you're sticking, if you haven't seen the player that I threw up yet, tell me the player that you want, Cam.
God. They're not going to take Zay Flowers. We know they're not going to take him.
Mm-hmm. Will it take a Vila? Vila's here.
Not over Bijan.
No. Right.
Or
And
Nolan Smith.
And I don't really like jam my feet in. God, running back at 26. Just don't want to do it.
You don't think they'll no chance in your mind they'll take Zay here.
The whole size thing again.
Would they trade for the Diggs brother? Because if so, they'll draft Zay.
I don't think
Not the money.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the money changes. If without the money, I think they would. See, I just can't see any way in the world with Bijan on the board they would take Zay, or Nolan Smith on the board they would take Zay. So in my opinion, it's down to those 2. But I'm happy to entertain it if you guys think otherwise.
No, those are the 2 that I think they'll take.
Well, pause. So obviously, Paul's going to be here.
Yep.
Currently, we kind of like, Zeke's probably going to be here, probably. And now you're going to take a running back on that constraint?
Well, I don't think Zeke's going to be here still. I just think he's gone, personally.
Oh, you think he's gone?
I think he's gone.
Okay.
It's a different argument. But yeah, to your point, if Tony Pollard has a franchise tag, he's definitely back for at least a year, and then Zeke is back on some sort of a rework deal. Does Bijan make the most sense at that point? Arguably, he still possibly could, because you could say, yeah, 1 year we're loaded at running back, and then next year we clean house and let him be the top guy. So you could still make that argument even if those guys both come back. But I just can't see the Cowboys not taking Nolan Smith or Bijan right now.
You gotta be it's either those two or trade back.
Man, look, y'all can burn me at the stakes. Look, I don't. If this is the list right here, right now, on that night, if it ain't Zay Flowers, kill me. Nolan Smith, you can bend my ear on though. But outside of that, what are we talking about? Zay Flowers or Nolan Smith? What are we talking about?
You think the Cowboys would pass up on Bijan though? Like with
no, my January 20 whatever we lost or whatever. I was like, yo, the Cowboys look in January. I was like, yo, the Cowboys are gonna take Bijan. It is what it is. That's what they're gonna do. But it's about the Cowboys hat we have on and our own influx of what we believe. But now, if we're here right now, and we're going Cowboys brass, right? Zay Flowers, Nolan Smith, Bijan Robinson. Let me look at the tight ends real quick. Let me just look at the tight ends.
If you look at, we all agree.
Tight ends. Kincaid's gone. Laporta, yeah. So Darnell Washington matters. If it's Bijan, Darnell Washington, and Nolan Smith, and as much as it hurts me with Zay Flowers on the board, I'll acquiesce because how they move. Who's the guy?
So I'll put it like this.
Go ahead,
Which guy do you think within 3 years will end up being one of the better players at his position in the league?
Zay Flowers, so we can't do that.
You really think that?
Yeah, oh yeah, no. I'm 10 toes down, Zay. Bro, Zay's him. Yeah, no. Who do you think will be better in 3 years? For these guys on the list, who do you think will be better than Zay Flowers?
Nolan Smith.
Well, and I'm looking at
where does he land?
As far as Tank and his longevity, Nolan Smith would.
Nolan.
Endurance with 1 year left on his contract.
Actually, Bijan's going to hit the ground running, so he's going to be the immediate return on investment guy.
No, I get it. Return soon, and even then, Bijan and where he lands, and Nolan where he lands. Carter, whatever, man. I'm sorry. Anybody that hold on, real quick. Anybody, Andre Carter fans, I'm not him. I don't think he's that guy. If he show up, I'm cool with that. But yeah, I think Zay Flowers is a top 10 wide receiver ready to happen.
Yeah,
is where I'm at now. What I would say is the Cowboys would ultimately take Mozzie Smith here. Joking, tongue in cheek. But with this board, and I'll land here. With this board, no matter what, I think it should be Bijan and how they move in their brain trust. Just going off their brain trust. Bijan makes the ultimate sense. For me, as a guy that looks at the team and what they should do, it would be a Nolan Smith / Zay Flowers. Is where I would land. But spin the block here. Who's your pick, guys?
So I'm taking Nolan Smith, and I'll give you a really quick justification. I love Zay Flowers too.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't bet that Zay Flowers is going to be the best of the three.
Okay. Best of three.
Best of the three.
Three. Okay, I got you. Got you.
Bijan probably will be the best running back in this class, but I also think this is an exceptionally deep running back class, and I think all of us agree on that. So I'm like, I don't know that Bijan running for 150 yards more a year versus one of the guys in round 3 or 4 is worth taking him at round 1 over those guys, because you can get them, positional value comes into play here. And we have Tony Pollard. He's supposed to be the guy this year. So Bijan obviously could be a great 1-2 with him, but I don't think it necessarily makes sense. The defensive end room, if you have Nolan Smith, Sam Williams, and Micah all three of them rushing. Like, how do you stop that? Like, you have so many athletic freaks. The offensive line just can't account for that. And we're looking at Tank and his contract status, and he's had a lot of injuries. I think he's here, obviously, this year, and I think he's still a good player. But next year, 2024, 2025, it's different. So, for me, Nolan Smith is the easy answer.
Okay.
But really, any of the three I'd be happy with, but Nolan Smith is who I would take.
All right. Spoonie, who's your pick here?
I'm good with either Nolan Smith, a future guy when D-Law is not on this team no more, and or Bijan. Bijan right now will be a day one starter. I don't know if Zeke will be back, but
you think Bijan would start over Pollard if they drafted him?
I think it will be the same. I think it will be the same way Pollard and Zeke was used last season. It will be just Bijan and Pollard, the same kind of way, in my opinion. But I'm good with either Nolan or Bijan.
So you pick Bijan though, like out of the two, that's your guy. So you said you're cool with either, but Bijan's your pick, right?
Oh, who's your pick? Nolan or Bijan?
No, either or I'm good with.
No. Either one, you got to pick one.
Spoonie, say it with your chest. Who's your pick? It's Bijan. It's cool if it is. Just say it.
Oh, Bijan, there you go, Bijan.
If it's Nolan, it's okay. Say it with your chest.
I'm
who's your pick?
I'm going with Texas Pride, Bijan.
All right. Okay. All right. Cam, who's your pick here?
It's Nolan Smith.
Okay.
Yeah. Sam Peller, we know is not coming back. Like you said, you've got with that group rushing the edge. And I honestly don't think Zeke's going anywhere. So I see them going Nolan Smith.
All right. Well, Dom, you see what's on the board?
You know what? I'm about to pick, and then I got a dash.
All right. Pick and dash.
Man, Nolan Smith. I just think what he could bring to this team for the immediate, but then also future. He makes so much sense, and I want to be able to impact and affect the other team's quarterback, and having a rotation of guys to keep him fresh, to be able to lean on other guys other than just Micah earlier in the season and even down the stretch. So then you can spell Micah some, and he be a much healthier, more ready for the deep playoff run that we're hoping that they make. So give me Nolan Smith.
All right. Don't leave, Dom. Let me land. I think Nolan is absolutely unequivocally the safest pick. Makes sense. Yeah. Safe. Super safe. Makes sense. The whole nine. When you do a safe pick, be clear, I'm not calling him Taco Charlton. He was a safe pick. Just saying. He's not Taco. I'm not saying that. I think the Cowboys need other things. Personally, I think other things. And, yeah, I would roll Bijan at 26. Look, ultimately, Zay Flowers would be my guy at 26. I think Bijan gives you more opportunities at 26. I think y'all's pick, yes. He's safe. The measurables are there. He's done things. Georgia, the whole nine. And ultimately, on the backside of things, the best thing for the Cowboys is you're going to lose guys. Fowler's gone. Doris Armstrong's about to leave. D-Law's about to leave. So now your conglomerate of pass rushers would be Sam Williams, Nolan Smith, Micah Parsons. It's positional value, if you will, from pass rushing. But yeah, I think
I'd also like redemption for Professor O for last year at the draft.
That's fair.
I would like
very fair.
I'll
give him Ringo. I'll give him Ringo at 58 now. I'll look. I'll give him Ringo at 58. How about that?
Nick, you spent the whole second half of last season saying you'd like Micah to play more linebacker, not have to play as much edge.
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
So Nolan kind of leads into that, where now you can rush Micah from all over, and he doesn't have to be your edge.
Man, do you think? Look, we want that. Will they do that?
I thought Miss Campbell forgot last year.
Well, I know one thing that the Cowboys believe heavily in is positional flex.
Okay.
Micah doesn't have positional flex right now because we need him to be our edge rusher. So Nolan allows him to do that.
Hey, say less. I'm outvoted. The first pick, Zay Flowers, no. Bijan Robinson, no. With the number 26 pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select edge, Georgia, Nolan Smith. There it is. Say less. Dom, you got to roll. Brother, appreciate you for chiming in. Enjoy your excursion. When are you going back, by the way?
I'll be back home probably tomorrow night.
Okay, look, listen. When you're on 20, hit Longview. Hit me. We can wake up and have some lunch. That's all I'm saying.
We can make that happen. I'll definitely try to get that in.
Inbox me, let me know. If we can have some lunch. Real quick. 20, 30 minutes, and then I'll let you ride out and we'll go. Let's do that.
Yes, sir.
All right, 10-4. Be safe, brother.
Yes, sir. Y'all, God bless.
All right. So, third round, ladies and gentlemen. We took the edge. Where you want to go? Well, what you want to look at? Second, round two here. What are we going to do?
Can we look at the last 6 or 7 players?
Oh yeah, got you. Hold on. I will scroll up from the time we picked. How about that? Let me scroll up. Let me scroll all the way up.
Oh. Ooh.
All right. Cowboys took Nolan Smith. Bills took Zay Flowers. So, which means they're trading us the other digs. We're good. We're good now. I'm joking.
Look who's about to come off the board.
Hell, I'll take Gabe Davis at this point.
Oh God, Bengals took Bijan.
Look at that.
Kelly Ringo.
Redemption. First round pick. I told you guys. And then Cam Smith. So our top 5 cornerbacks all went in round 1.
Pause. We got cornerback still. Oh, we got Garrett Williams. Eli Ricks.
Round 2, a lot of we saw Forbes win already in early round 2.
DJ Turner. We got DJ Turner. But anyway, hold on. Yeah, these guys ran, though. You're not wrong. They ran. For sure. Hold on. Let me get here. All right. Zay Flowers, Bijan, Ringo, Cam Smith, Jalen Hyatt, KC, tackle, Harrison. Oh, that's interesting. The edge from Georgia Tech. White. Okay. Drew Sanders. Damn it, Cardinals. Gibbs. Ooh. Oh, who did?
So
Anthony Richardson. Oh, Anthony Richardson and Gibbs.
And Jonathan Taylor. They're just loading up on it.
Oh. Yeah, that's ugly.
They run for 3,500
ugly.
yards.
Right?
McDonald, edge. Forbes, Seattle. Johnson, safety, A&M to the Raiders. Right tackle, Tennessee. Josh Downs to the Saints. DeJuan Jones, tons of sense there for the Titans. Oh, edge out of LSU going to Cleveland. Simpson, Jets. Jack Campbell, 44 there. Mozzie
in round 2 so far. 3 linebackers.
Yeah, Mozzie over here, Green Bay. Musgrave, tight end. Big shock here for the Patriots. Oh, Darnell Washington, damn Commanders. I don't like it. Clark Phillips, cornerback to Detroit. Edge from Notre Dame. Interesting. Quarterback from the U, which Stevenson is a guy that I think should go up to Cowboys brain trust and look at and watch, but neither here nor there.
Well, Brian talked about him a lot in the draft show, and he said he's a guy that he thinks a lot of teams may have as a safety.
Fair. Put that in the back stock. There's Dom's guy. Oh man, what a great pick here for the damn Bears. They got Vila, TCU. For everybody talking about Brent's banging the table, there he goes. And then, right before us.
Yeah.
All right. So, pivot. Garrett Williams. Yeah, Thomas San Francisco's not going to be eat Ricks. Rush. Jalen Jones. That's just cornerback, though. Let's go overall. Tank Dell. Henley, linebacker. Carl Brooks, Garrett Williams. I mean, what y'all like here? Oh, Spoonie, Booty still here. Laporta, Tiny, like him as well.
Kayshawn had a terrible combine. Like,
he did.
Terrible. His interviews were bad. His testing was bad. I feel bad for him because I was actually hoping he would have a good one and crush it. He needed it, and I don't think I would take him in day 2 at all anymore, personally. But so Cam, what position do you want to? What are we looking at with wide receiver? Kayshawn, Boutte. Who else was available?
Let me see. Tank Dell, Boutte, Wilson.
They met with Tank, but he's
Rice,
so much smaller than what they used
Parker. Where you want to go?
What do you guys want to look at? Offensive line, defensive line. What do you think, Cam and Spoon?
I think corner.
Corner. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Eli Ricks is really interesting here.
Yeah.
I do too.
Garrett Williams, Eli Ricks, Rush, Jones, Bennett, Clark, Kelly, and DJ Turner.
I'm with Eli. I think they're still good wide receivers that we can get in the later round, and only 20 got drafted.
Spoonie, can I ask you this? So I like Eli Ricks, but going with a cornerback who hasn't played a ton of snaps, I'm not saying he's Kelvin Joseph because off the field and on the field are completely different things. But I now have some trepidation on cornerbacks that I don't have a large sample size for. Does that bother you at all, or I guess not? If you like it?
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Which leads
it's really
to both...
about. Sorry,
go ahead, Stu.
I was gonna say, with the when your first 2 round picks, second round pick, you won as a starter. So this pick is very important. We got to put somebody who can contribute on the field pretty early as much as possible. So we got to be safe. That's it.
Yeah, I think Henley for me here, watching from again how the team's built, whatever we're doing. I like Tank Dell here, but man, can we really pass on Henley here at 58?
He's a dog too, guys. Yeah. I've been watching him for a while, and he's not literally a dog; he's a cougar. But,
like we always say, cougars are the dogs of the lion family. Right?
Well, we're the dogs.
Would you go Eli Ricks or would you go to linebacker here? Henley.
It just depends on what we've done in free agency, though.
I know. We're blind right now.
No.
Cam, hypothetically, we'll say we don't go with the bigs because we already think we're gonna go with OBJ. We talked about that earlier. So we probably won't go with the big splash of linebacker. So we'll just say that LVE is back. Would you still take Henley if LVE is back, even if it's a short-term deal?
No. Damn it. I just feel the need to take a corner because the deeper we get,
wiped out.
It's going to be weak.
It will be. So Ricks, is that your pick?
Yeah, because Kelvin Joseph is a perfect thing. all those corners were off the board, and we took him late in the second.
Can we trade back?
I'm taking Ricks.
We have 3 trade offers.
Yeah, can we trade back a little bit? See, you get the pick.
Okay, let me look. Tennessee.
72, so you're going 14 picks down. You guys want to do that?
No, it's too far back.
Yeah. All right, we'll stick and pick then. Because everything after Tennessee is later. They always show you the...
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, stick and pick. So, Cam's taking Eli Ricks, correct?
Yep.
Spoonie, your pick is...
Can't put me on with the Henley situation. And that's a good point. If even if LVE is back for a short term, you want to have somebody in place. Just like how we drafted Nolan Smith in the first round. He's there for D-Law, for Future. He's also there for Armstrong. So a guy like Henley will be a safe pick. But then again, if you don't take a corner now, you got to wish that that somebody has slipped through the cracks.
Let me ask this question really quickly because this will impact which of the two I'm going with because those are the two that I have in mind too.
Right.
Without going on too long, are you guys out on Bland as an outside cornerback? Because if you are, then Ricks probably should be our pick. If you think he can be, and we can have Jordan Lewis as our nickel again, then maybe it's not as pressing of a need, but maybe something you want to look at in free agency or something else.
But
So are you guys out on Bland at outside?
I'm not out on Bland, but I think down the stretch that told us what they want to do with Bland.
Fair.
And I'm worried about depth.
But low key though, right here, right now, man, it's Tank or Henley for me.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I'm going with Henley.
I'm at Tank or Henley right here,
Man,
for me personally.
I love Tank so much, but
I do too.
I'm also I truly believe that we're gonna sign OBJ. So wide receiver is not as urgent for me. So for me, it's Henley and Ricks, and I think I'm leaning with Cam on Ricks. I'm
Henley.
I'm going,
That's cool.
I'm
That's
going
cool. That's fine. I'm going Henley here. If you're telling me Henley or cornerback, I'm going Henley right here. That's where I'm at.
Keep in mind we took Nolan though, so Mike is going to be playing more linebackers. So now
No. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Okay.
No, I think he's just another guy in the rotation.
Matt had
Yeah.
to try. He had to get that one in there.
Yeah, look. I'm a guy that I said last year before the season, Parsons should be a 60% linebacker, 40% edge. They showed me they're not going to do that. So I'm Henley right now. I mean, guys, who's our linebackers?
Mendoza's with you too. Oh, my bad.
I'm Henley over Ricks.
Well, right now, linebacker's a bigger need right now. But if we re-sign LVE, maybe not. We don't know. Depending on what else.
That's fair. Here's the thing, though. If you look at linebacker and cornerback right now on the board, there's more length here at cornerback than linebacker, I'm guessing. Let me look.
Cornerback, we saw Darius Rush that a lot of us like. Garrett Williams, a lot of us like.
Yeah.
Eddie Turner's still available. Ja'Cory Bennett. Like, there's a lot of cornerbacks. There's linebackers probably not as deep with what's left.
Linebacker, you have Henley, Overshawn, and Williams.
They love DeMarvin.
Which I love Pace. I love Pace as well.
Yeah.
I don't think the Cowboys are going to love Pace, though.
But here's the thing: the Cowboys been interviewing a lot of Overshawn lately. He had came out and said that they've been
twice, right?
Yeah, and definitely conversations with him. So if we take Eli Ricks right here, I'll be cool with taking Overshawn.
So y'all would take Ricks over Garrett Williams?
For me,
I think I would. Yeah.
Yes, I would.
Over Darius Rush.
Yeah.
Rush and Ricks are interesting because Rush is. I'm not saying he's the exact same player as Trayvon Diggs, but he has the same journey. He's only been a defensive back for 3 years. He's a former wide receiver.
Yeah.
Almost the exact same story, like why he moved over to cornerback. He's super interesting, but he's more raw. But so is Ricks. Like they're both raw players. So.
All right. My vote's in.
I'm going Henley.
My vote's in Henley. My final vote.
I like cornerback more than linebacker left.
Look. 10 toes down. Dead ass. I'm Henley. Y'all vote.
I'm Henley.
Henley.
Well, hell, I guess I'm like Texas when we vote and it's already decided.
Kim, you could be left and say you hit our pick. It's okay.
Give me the damn cougar, and I'll never hear the end of it from my family. That we.
You know why? Look, Kim, low key. It's close enough. Just drop the state. Just drop the state on him.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
I'd be happy, and it's showing a little love to our little redheaded stepbrothers.
There you go. But then they pick the Dallas Cowboys. Take linebacker Henley.
Those Giants, they took Tyler Scott right in front of us.
Oh my God, Tank Dale's on the board.
Yeah, man.
Tank Dale's on the board.
Now, listen, this is where now DP is with that right there. He slipped.
I'd like to know what offensive line's available too. Like if
I got
Cody
you.
Rounce is available, that's interesting. If Joe Timmons
Tackle.
available, that's interesting. Tyler Steen, they met with Steen.
Yeah, Steen. Yeah, Freeland, Hager. I mean, that kind of drops. Yeah.
What about guard?
Yeah, I got you. All right. I mean, we know the drill.
Yeah. He's a red shirt guy.
Right. Patterson, Zavala, Kirkland,
I love
Juice.
We don't even need to. I can express my love for Kirkland, y'all.
No, yeah, I'm
I'm with you on Kirkland, just not here.
Yeah.
But I'm with you in a little. In a
but not yet.
Not yet. No.
Hold on, wait.
We're
Chiefs.
5 spots.
Chiefs are 120. Well, wait.
Oh, we're at 90. Never mind.
No, we're at 90. No, we can't do that.
So they have 95. So it's only 5.
They're
spots.
95. There's only 5 spots.
Let's
95. All right. Just keep that in mind. 5 spots. All right. But we got St. Dale on the board. Carl Brooks, D tackle. Garrett Williams. Oh my God.
Brooks is too close to Chauncey Golston for me. He's basically the same guy he can play 5 tech.
We need
play
more.
3 tech. We do need more, but he's too close to the same for me.
Did we take the linebacker last round?
Garrett Williams is available.
So Garrett's here. Okay.
You're gonna go 3 defensive players.
Michael Wilson.
Right, Cam. Good point.
Michael Wilson.
Oh,
McBride.
Michael Wilson too.
Yeah, Michael Wilson. Let me look at the wide receivers real quick.
I think Tank Bigsby's more likely than McBride.
Well, can we go wide receivers though? Because Tank Dale's here. Wilson, Parker Washington, and Jaden Reed.
I love Parker.
Trey Palmer, big guy for me.
Yeah.
But we got options.
Where are you leaning right now? Tank Dell just because he's BPA, or is he actually your BPA right now? Forget what PFF has. Who's your BPA right now?
Oh my God, Luke's.
They like Luke too.
All right.
Who's your BPA?
I mean, right now, when you see Tank Dell, he's definitely failed. He's definitely got failed. So we got to ask ourselves. But we already signed OBJ, so it's gonna be a thing where should we take the best player available because he failed? Is he a need for this team right now, or we continue to add more picks? Add more players to fill up the holes. And right now, we have cornerbacks. We haven't got a cornerback. We went defensive end. We went linebacker. I say get the corner here and then address your running back and whatever's left over in the later rounds.
Cam's right though. It's 3 straight picks on defense if you do that.
Yeah, it is.
I think you can do it.
And again, reset the room. Round 1 we took.
We took Nolan Smith.
Round 2 we took
Dan Henley.
Okay, so it has to be offense, right?
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, but you feel that way. That's what I'm saying.
See, I love Tank Dell.
Yeah.
But if we sign OBJ, I don't think wide receiver is that pressing of a need, even though I love Parker Washington here too. Garrett Williams makes sense because we need defensive backs. Tank Bigsby is actually super appealing to me right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I still like the running back room. It's super deep, so I don't have to take him here.
So get you.
So Voorhees is a redshirt guy who won't help you at all right now, but long term could be a huge addition to the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Just throwing that ankle out there.
Wait, that's with ACL injury, right? And
he literally just tore it. So he's going to miss this whole year and miss most of at least the first part of next offseason.
Yeah, I'm Voorhees all the way. He's a first round pick.
I'm not
starter right there.
I don't think he's a first round pick even healthy though.
No?
I think round 3 personally. I think round 3 is where he probably would go even if he was healthy. But him being injured makes me out on him because I want my day 2 guys to be either starters or heavy contributors, and I don't think he is. Obviously, he's not going to contribute at all this year. So, cornerback is still deep, but maybe this is the spot you take the corner, even though it's 3 straight rounds. Because for me right now, personally, there's 3 guys on the board that I'm looking at. I'm looking at Luke Schoonmaker, because I know that they like him. I know that they have some interest in tight end, even though it may not be a pressing need for us. They like him. Cornerback absolutely makes sense because you can get a guy right now that probably is your starter or at least heavily in the rotation. And running back. So for me, it's those three. Do you guys agree or not?
No, I agree.
I mean,
I'm taking Bennett here, personally.
Whoa, you're going where?
I would take Ja'Cory Bennett right here. He's my highest rated cornerback out of what's left. But you guys both like Garrett Williams more. For PFF, it's a reach of 8 spots. So
here's the thing. Pause. Like, I like Bennett a lot here. I never thought I would see Garrett Williams here. Injuries.
Right.
I didn't think he would be here. I think it would be a hard. Like, I couldn't pass on Garrett Williams here, personally. At 90. I'm like, I never thought he would be here. This is the moment like, oh shit, he's here. That's why I would go Garrett Williams here.
Okay, so if we're thinking that, could you argue for THT, or are we all consensus he's just not a DQ guy? Too small.
He's too small.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Garrett Williams, or what else? So if Garrett Williams is the cornerback we're taking, who else would we? What else do you guys want to look at?
Tank Dale's still high for me, personally.
Even if we sign OBJ, so now he's your wide receiver port. Okay.
I'm still high. The cupboard's bad, so I'm still here. Now the Cowboys restructure Gallup and sign a guy changes the narrative a little bit, but as we're currently constituted, Tank Dale or Garrett Williams are my picks right here.
Spoonie.
I'm with either Garrett Williams or Voorhees.
Okay. Cam?
I'm Garrett Williams.
Cool. Let's do Garrett Williams then.
All right. Boom. With the 90th pick in the 2023 draft, the Dallas Cowboys select Garrett Williams, cornerback, Syracuse.
And that's a guy, had he been healthy, he very much would have been in that top 5 cornerback conversation. So, my guy McBride.
He is there. Good wide receiver.
We still got to look at offensive line, too.
I
don't.
Charlie Jones. I like Charlie Jones.
Charlie's
I do like Charlie.
I think he's 24, but I like him.
Yeah, I do like Charlie.
And then Bryce Ford Wheaton was a combine star, 4.38, 6'3".
We got Jackson Kirkland here.
Taking it.
We got Kirkland here. Cam, we got Kirkland.
Give me Kirkland.
We got Kirkland.
I'm with Kirkland or running back.
McBride's my BPA, so that's who I would take. But running back's still deep. There's still plenty of guys after him I would like. So.
All right, so let's go inside. Let's go interior. Chandler's got game though. Chandler's got game from.
He's all defense at this point.
Yeah. No. I'm with John. I'm just saying guard. I love Kirkland. I've been putting him here forever. Chandler has game too. He does.
But Kirkland can play tackle and he can play both sides. Mm-hmm. Just saying.
Cam, all right. Say less. 129, ladies and gentlemen.
Saying.
We got our guy. Yeah, we got our guy.
Let Cam announce it. Cam. Pick 129. Who did we take?
With the pick.
Come on, Cam.
Oh, you really want me to say?
Yeah.
With pick 129, the Dallas Cowboys take Jackson Kirkland, University of Washington.
Good pick. Chase Brown just went. Okay.
I don't know. My screen is 22 teams picking before you.
It froze.
Oh God.
No.
I've never had this before.
So
hit the pause.
This has never happened.
Where our logo is on the screen, there's a pause button.
Yeah.
Does it react if you click pause? I'm wondering if you can pause and then restart it.
I'm on pause.
Okay, resume and see if that works.
Okay. And my screen.
It's spinning. Hey, there we go. Right?
Sure. Not on my screen.
It just spun, so I was hoping.
All right. Man, I'm gonna have to refresh on the browser.
It's gonna make you restart the draft.
Restart you.
It's cool. If it does, we'll just speed through the first 4 picks and get. We'll
Oh
go
God.
super fast.
What should I do here?
Just refresh it.
Okay,
We'll go
pray
fast.
for me.
We'll go super fast. This
Pray
time.
for me.
No elaborate arguments. We'll just pick.
Pray for me. Oh no!
It's cool. Just pick round 7. We'll just
It literally just. I mean, we hope these picks land.
We'll just go fast this time.
My God. Well, there's no
Bijan's there, Nolan's gone. Bijan's there. Who's at the top of the list?
That's not what we picked, though. Nope. That's not what happened.
All right. Well, Bijan was the backup, so we'll just take Bijan. Is that cool, guys?
I mean, we have no.
I would take Cansey here. We don't really need him though.
Look,
but
I don't even like it. No, I'm gonna do this.
He's like,
No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm clicking back in.
All right.
I don't like it because I was kind of liking where this draft was going.
I thought we were doing good, but
I thought we were too.
you gotta pick the Cowboys.
Damn it. Yes, thank you. Damn it. Okay. Just put Nolan. Just put Nolan on the board. Just put Nolan. We're good.
they
Just
took
went.
it.
Nolan in.
Motherfucker.
Bijan. It's cool. We'll just take Bijan.
Nope. Shut your hole. Shut your hole. I'm gonna do it one more time. Third time's a charm. Third time's a charm.
Oh damn.
Fucking A. What? Oh, I
We'll
don't.
get round 2 and 3 this time, but it's cool. We'll get different guys. It's fine. Let's
Jesus
just go.
Christ. We're gonna get all of them. Look, this time we're getting them all. Nolan Smith's gonna be on deck. I already know.
No.
No, the fucking Giants. Zay Flowers it is.
All right, Zay Flowers.
Damn it.
Damn.
All right, so we got a wide receiver round 1.
All right.
Okay.
Damn it. I don't like it.
Garrett Williams is there. We took him in round 2 or round 3 last time.
Doing round 3.
I mean, I'm in round 3. I ain't taking him now. This is bullshit. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Damn it.
Just Captain Trade back the whole time.
Oh. Look at this shit.
And Hindley's gone, right?
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, look at linebacker. Hold on.
Get our round 2 guy, the same order we had last time.
No, he's gone. Yo.
Damn, Overstone.
Hold on.
One more time.
I swear to God. Look. 4 times the charm. 4 times the charm. We had the perfect draft. And they screwed us. Damn it. Oh, they're like, these Cowboys are cooking. They're doing too much. And they effed us. That's what happened.
This time we're drafting no matter what.
We were cooking.
Nolan's gone. I saw him. Bijan's gone.
Jesus.
Can't
All right,
see.
Dalton it is. Dalton it is. No, I'm joking.
Hey.
Guys, I'm sorry. Look, it's 10:58. Give me a couple more chances. Just give me a couple more chances. Couple more. Just a couple more. Oh, let me pick Cowboys this time before I go to 7 rounds. Damn, man.
You switched the order up. This time we're gonna get it because you changed. Because before you're picking 7. And then
Yeah.
That's a good look. Oh, he's gone.
Oh my.
Just pick. Let's just pick somebody.
Hate it.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
So Cansey and Flowers. So you got Cansey.
I just screw it. I don't like it no more. I'm mad about it. I don't know why they did us like that. Boom, Inley.
All right, cool.
Boom.
So last time we doubled up in defense. At least we're going the same.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run the tape. Oh, Saint. Carl. Riggs.
A.T. Perry. A.T. Perry would be really interesting here. 6'3", 4.47 speed. Parker Washington, Tank Dell. Cam, you going wide receiver or who do you want here?
Oh, God. Okay.
So a guy really rocked with us last week too. He wants Trey Palmer. Is he still available?
Man.
I don't know if he's
Yeah, what CB? I mean, we took CB here on the last one, right?
The smug drafts pissed me off. We got D tackle, right?
Yeah.
And then we got linebacker.
Linebacker, and then
That's where we are.
In this position, in the one that they took from us, we picked a corner.
You want to go corner? Okay, boom.
But we're not going to get the corner
Williams.
we wanted.
Yeah. Now I'll take Eli Riggs.
Yeah, this is where I'd take Eli.
All right, just take Eli. Whatever.
Oh, no Tank. Y'all want to look at wide receiver? No, you don't want. Y'all sure?
Yeah, because I mean that's what we took last time.
Oh, okay. All right, boom.
And it
Yeah,
did
boom.
really
Eli
well.
Riggs. All right, boom.
All right. So we took Jackson in round 4 last time, I think.
Right.
McBride, Dorian Williams. Luke's there. Kobe Turner. Our guy Deuce Vaughn. We all like Deuce.
Yeah,
Adams,
Bennett.
organization.
The Deuce.
We took Jackson here though, so if Jackson's there, let's just take him.
Right? Yeah.
Oh shit, wrong button. Sorry. Boom.
Knicks, don't you do it again.
I did do nothing
time it
last
wasn't your
round.
fault. Yeah, last time it wasn't your fault.
Who y'all want to take here?
We took Jackson Kirkland last time in round
Oh,
1.
Kirkland,
So
okay.
If he's there, let's just take the same player.
All right,
Because at least we get
boom.
2 players the same.
Boom, got him.
Cool. Lock
Boom.
it in. All right, so now this is where we left off last time.
We got screwed. Guys.
We did.
I'm just saying.
We're making the best of it. It happens sometimes.
I mean,
I say running back, McBride.
yeah. I mean,
McBride.
holy cow. McBride, Bennett. Let me go to running back in general. So McBride, Mitchell,
I like
Gray.
So running back's kind of washed right now.
Yeah.
It's, McBride. Are you guys cool with that?
Yeah, I'll take McBride. That's
Yeah.
for me.
All right,
Cool.
let's go. Let's run it. Boom. All right. Is it who?
Where's your
guy there?
fullback at? Your fullback?
Let me look. Oh, Bennett's gone. Damn it. Lost Bennett. I do like Sterling from UAB, but neither here nor there. How about quarterback here?
I like Jaron Hall a lot right now.
So do I.
I think he's gone already.
Yeah, so I would like
Malik Cunningham.
Malik Cunningham for me. I'm out on O'Connell. I don't. Cool, whatever. If Bennett was 2 years younger, sure. Clayton soon. You could talk me into that.
Yeah.
I like Cunningham as well.
Right.
These are the 2 guys, but you could wait if you wanted to. How about side end?
Let's look.
Yeah.
Let's look at side end.
Zach Kuntz is available. He's interesting.
Kuntz, Allen.
I just want everybody to misspell it or mispronounce his last name.
Zach Kuntz, let's take him.
Yeah.
Lock it in.
All right, lock it in. Kuntz. Odemir. Boom, done. And
So Gerard Clark just went. Lost him. Kobe Turner just went. I don't even remember what we have so far. So we.
yeah, who cares?
What are we taking? All right,
Me
cool.
too.
Who cares?
I know we got Henley, and I know
Take what
we
you
have-
want.
So Bryce Ford Wheaton, he'd be interesting. He's 4'3", 40, 6'3", decent production. We didn't take a quarterback yet, so maybe now you revisit. But you
All right.
also, yeah, because if you don't take quarterback now, you're going 40 picks, roughly.
Right.
Like 30, what is it, 36 picks before our next pick.
I'm a Malik Cunningham guy.
I like Clayton.
Or two.
Yeah, Cunningham or 2 for me.
Yeah.
Can't pick one.
Two.
Tune for me too. So we're split.
All right. Tyson begged it from Shepard then. No?
I don't like him.
No?
Nick, we let Camber get her guy. She got her Washington Husky.
Right.
You got Henley. Spoonie hasn't gotten a guy yet. If he likes Cunningham, we'll take Cunningham.
If you like Toon or Cunningham.
No, I want my kicker. That's what I want.
No, Spoon. You gotta pick Toon or Cunningham.
All right, give me Malik Cunningham.
I hate it so much, but okay, cool. We'll rock with it.
Deal with it.
Hope he likes the practice squad.
Deal with it. Ooh, Eric Gray, good value there. Horton, I like Ronnie Bell. I'm not really high on Chris Jr. here.
He has all
Richards
issues too. Yeah,
Richards is intriguing. I like Ricky actually Schoenberg from Arkansas. Bubba's too slow. TJ Miller's intriguing from Jackson.
For what it's worth, they did meet with DJ Johnson.
Yeah. D Winners value.
Your fullback, DJ.
DJ Dale, another guy, Alabama, big body. Can we go to D tackle? Because I know we took a guy in first round currently because we got screwed. But here we are.
Here, if Hunter Lipke was available, would you take him? He might be gone already. But if he was, would you take him?
Oh,
Hunter Lipke, he's the North Dakota State fullback.
Oh, yeah.
No. Samuel Lipke. Look. We have 3 5th-round picks. I'll take. Be clear. I'll take Lipke in any of the 3-round picks personally. That's where I'm at with Lipke. He is on the board. We can absolutely pull the trigger, and I don't care.
I'm good.
I think out of what's available, he will be the biggest contributor unless you take a kicker out of what's left.
Say less. Gotta twist my arm. You gotta twist my arm at all. And our last pick, Dale. What about safety? Can I go to safety real quick?
Sure. Because there's safeties. There should be several safeties they met with still available.
Let's see.
They met with Brandon Hill. They met with Trey Dean.
Hill's here. I mean, Jones, intriguing, right?
I think Skinner out of the two is the significantly better of the two safeties from Boise.
Right.
Jordan Howden, I like. So, out of what's available, I think they would take Hill.
Yeah. I'm good with Hill.
Cam?
Oh, yeah. Go with him.
All right, cool. We'll lock that in. So this one's not as exciting as last time, but I think we did okay considering we rushed it.
Well, I mean, we got screwed. So, with that being said,
look at all these A+.
Look at them. We crushed it. I mean, look. The one thing. You talked about this last offseason. Get elite on one side.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys and what you added in there. Boom. O-line on deck. Look, D+, whatever. McBride, we love it.
I will kick them in the face.
Cam, it's solely because that was pick 129 and they have met 160 on their board. That's it. They just consider it a reach. Look at Malik Cunningham for the record. They hate that pick.
Yeah, they hate it.
Same exact thing, 175, 201. It's not that it's a bad player. It's just how they rank it. We got a ton of A's, though. I mean, it's a pretty good draft, according to them.
We got A.
Yeah, I mean, you added 3 impactful guys that'll give you reps this year defensively. And then if you pivot to the offensive side of the ball here, I mean, look, Hunter Lipke in the West Coast is going to give you burns. You're tied in here with Zach's going to give you burns. And McBride even is going to give you burns. So
if Zeke's cut, McBride...
Right, he's huge. He is, oh, God, yeah. Facts, bro. Like it's definitely, rising up the board, if you will.
So they asked us on the draft show, and I thought Broadus asked it, and I thought it was a great question. I want to ask you guys, as like my final question on the show.
Sure.
Who's the one player maybe at 26, maybe, or 58 or whatever, who's the one player in this draft that you will pound the table and fight for? It could be Jackson. Maybe it's I've watched him. I love this guy. It could be a guy at 26 or 58 or whoever, whatever they happen to fall. But who's the one guy, no matter who's on the board, you're fighting for because you want that guy? Like you don't want to leave this draft class without him. What'd you say?
Someone falls?
Yeah. Well, within reason, like a realistic guy that could be drafted that you're like, I want this guy more than anybody. Maybe not the best player, but that's the guy I want more than anybody else in this class. Is there a guy that you would fight for?
Yeah, again, I don't know how everybody voted. DJ Turner's very up the board for me for cornerback. And again, I can't bang the table at 26 for him.
But at 58, you're fighting.
I'd bang the table. Look, I would bang the table at 58 for DJ Turner out of Michigan cornerback. I would bang the table for him.
Spoonie, who are you banging the table for?
Yeah.
You'll flip a table in the war room if you have to. You want this guy.
Oh, pause, real quick. Wait, pause, because I put him in every single mock draft. I'm absolutely unequivocally flipping the table for Hunter Lipke. Period. I don't know, 5th round, 4th round, 6th round, 7th round. Hunter Lipke, I am completely running through a wall, flipping the table, West Coast style. What he brings, Hunter Lipke is the ultimate antithesis. I don't care about the round guy. I'm running through the table for.
My answer is not going to be popular. I know that. It's not. Hendon Hooker.
Oh.
Wow.
So how? Let me ask you this. Tell us why you're pounding the table for him and how early you would be willing to take him if it was up to you.
I would take him at 26. He's a top 10 player. In my opinion, listen, I know, BJ. I know. Don't look at me that way, BJ. I know. No, I would take at 26 for my reasons. I understand the Dak situation, but
You said wait. So you said Hayden Hooker at 26. You pound the table for?
If he was healthy, where would he be at? Top 10, right? Would he be top 10 if he was healthy? I would take Hendon Hooker at number 26. I know it's not popular, but the reason why is because if any injuries to Dak Prescott, contract situation, I see a quarterback that's not going to command a lot of money down the road. He's going to be entering his prime and a rookie deal. And again, let's go back to the article a while back. It was talked about quarterbacks on rookie deal, how you surround your team. So, that just for me, I would take Hendon Hooker if he's available at 26. That's just me.
It's Cam. Who are you fighting for?
See, I just hate when we're drafting because who I want, the 3 guys that I'd pound the table for are going to be gone.
Well, who are those guys then?
Pound them.
And Porter Jr.
Porter might be there.
He might be there. So Porter Jr. because he's the one that realistically could be.
Yeah.
All right, Camber. So let me give you a scenario. Bijan Robinson falls. Nolan Smith falls. Porter is there, and whatever your wide receiver won, you're taking Porter over the rest of the field, right?
No, you can't go wide receiver 1 in that. Oh,
Yeah.
that's cheating.
We'll take
That's
cheating.
cheating.
Okay, so
I was gonna
Nolan
say-
Smith, Bijan, and Porter. You're
There you go.
You're running to the table for Porter, right? That's
Yes.
your guy. Okay.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah, because the secondary gave me way too much grief. Way too much grief this last year.
All
I
right.
think Joey Porter would be a great pick for us if he was there. I
Oh,
don't think he'll be there, but if he is, you never know.
Oh, who you pounding the table for?
All right, so I don't think he'll be there, but he could be there. So he's
Pound the table.
within reason that I'm fighting for him. I don't care if Nolan Smith's there, Joey Porter is there, Bijan Robinson's there. If Jackson Smith and Jigba's there, I'm taking him over.
JSN.
He's my wide receiver 1 by a large margin. I'm taking him. I don't care who's on the board. I'm taking JSN.
I changed my answer. I'm sorry. I forgot. Not thinking. The liquor sticking in. JSN. Number 11.
Yeah.
However, Porter, if he's there, would be super hard to walk away from.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
100% for sure.
Look. JSN on the board
Yeah.
is still number 2 to Zay Flowers.
Oh, Knicks, come on.
I said it.
Knicks.
I meant it.
with his chest.
It is what it is. Zay Flowers is him. Hit all the hit all the buttons. Hit all of them. Hit them all. Hit them all. There's some buttons over here. I got buttons as well. I don't care. I don't know what I mean by saying it. I love JSN. And look, and to your point, JSN is the guy in this offense or whatever that's going on. Man, look, man, Zay Flowers outside guy. Love it. But yeah, I mean, JSN at 26, phenomenal pick and how you move. No ifs or buts. It is what it is.
So let me ask you this last question real quick. So we asked who you're pounding the table for. His follow-up was, who's the guy that you throw your pin? It is what it is. You just hate the pick there, but maybe they're good. You just hope for the best. Is there a guy there?
Oh yeah, Brooks from Maryland. Brooks, cornerback, Maryland.
Banks. Okay. So
Banks at 26 is like shit. Please be good. That's where I'd be at.
I'm gonna go with the tight ends like Dalton Kincaid because he's the guy that everybody's mocking to us now. He's suddenly tight end at 26 is a very realistic feeling thing. I like Kincaid. I'm with you though that I like Ferguson. I like Hendershot. I don't know.
We don't need one.
Enough difference. He's the guy that I'm like. I hope he's Kelsey. I hope he's Kittle. I hope he's whatever. I don't hate the player, but I just would. That's a pick where I'm like,
hey, if they're talking about Kincaid or Bijan Robinson, I'll take Bijan instead of Kincaid. How this team is currently constituted.
And I like him. I feel like there's got to be better players available at 26.
Thanks.
So, Amber, who's your guy that you just throw the pin and you sigh and whatever?
That I did this at the table, like.
Yeah.
Okay, this is probably not going to be very popular, and I've actually talked to Broadus in depth about it, and he kind of feels the same way when I brought it up to him. It's Osiris Terrence.
Torrance, yeah.
I don't want him. He's got bad feet. He can be pushed around. I don't want him.
He's played, too, exclusively a right guard.
Right.
That shouldn't be that, or at least to fans, it may not seem like a big deal. But it does matter because we saw with Terrence Steele, right tackle, real good. Left tackle, significant drop off. And some guys can flip and some guys can't. We don't know. We're just hoping if we draft him that he could.
Yeah, Avila maybe OG1 for us. Spony?
What's that?
Spoonie, who's your guy that you're sighing, throwing a pin?
Tennessee quarterback.
You're just
Tennessee quarterback.
That we don't take it. Like when we take somebody at 26,
it was us.
Who's the player that you would not be excited about? Again, you hope for the best, but when you hear the name, you're like, shit. Okay, all right.
Dalton Kincaid for me. I don't want to tight in the first round. For me, Dalton Kincaid.
Fair. Like with Ferguson and Hendershot, I don't really understand it. I think it's a lot of smoke. Why would you go spend a first round pick with those two guys on the wings with other things you can do? But
how about that? Is there a guy they reach for, a guy that you would say is second or third round, but they really reach for that you would be like, you know what? They reach, but I'm okay. I'll be okay with it.
I don't care as much about a reach in day two. Like day
because I don't think
we need the draft because we're not aggressive and outside. Like we have to hit on our first round pick. So that's why Kincaid's so scary for me, or Banks is scary for me. I hope for the best, but I don't love it. Day two, round two or round three, I'm like, if you go up a little bit, you don't think they'll be there, like, I'm cool with it. So for me, no, there's not really a guy that I'd freak out.
I think I'm gonna land around 18 first round prospects on my board. The Cowboys pick at 26, so no matter who they take, in my opinion, would not be a first round grade unless somebody falls. Josh Downs, I'm still 10 toes down on that. If the Cowboys were to go ahead and take Josh Downs out of University of North Carolina at 26, depending on how the board falls and everything else, I'm not mad at this move. I'm just not. Because maybe you can trade down, whatever the case may be, so on and so forth, and you take a pick there at 26. Yeah, we'll run a space after this. But at 26, why not? Like Josh Downs would be a guy for me. You know, and Mossy, look, and to Rick's point, Mozzie is very big in-house. Be clear. And I said this in the spaces or whatever. He is absolutely a guy you cannot rule out at 26 for the Cowboys. On how things happened that night and what's going on. Mozzie Smith out of Michigan is a guy. He's on their board. They like him. Can't rule him out. I'll leave it at that. Final word, Cam, for you. I'll spin the block. Final word.
I don't. I mean, we kind of covered it. I don't want
Sure.
I don't want running back in the first
Fair.
round. And dear God, fix the secondary and take Jackson Kirkland at 129.
Hey, let's get Jackson. I love it. I love it. Swooty, your final word.
See you soon, OBJ.
Oh, okay. Professor O, your final word.
I don't care if it's Wagner. I don't care if it's Hopkins. I don't care if it's OBJ. Go get a difference maker this offseason before the draft so we can go into the draft not having to fill every single hole, not having to make a miracle out of this draft. Let's just go get one player who we're like, yes, we have a difference maker. I don't care which side of the ball. Go get one of those three.
Oh, and please go sign my husband so I don't have to get a divorce.
That part. Yeah, I think the Cowboys, to me, I'll leave it at this. My final word will be the moves they made has positioned themselves to get a Diggs and or Lamb extension done, which they should, right here, right now, with years left on their contract to make it workable, do it the right way. So I'm excited about that. I want to see it. Outside of that, I am literally holding my breath because we have 2 contracts left. Zeke, Tyron Smith. I'm holding my breath to see how those things land, and that'll give me the clear-eye view, if you will. Clear-eye view, if you will, of how things are moving, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, man, hit the sub, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. All of our names on Twitter are right here. Go follow, do the whole 9. Picks of Sports to the moon and back. Appreciate everybody in the building and rocking with us. Yes, I'm going to wrap up here. I'll run a space on the back end. I already seen the askings. We'll do that on the back end. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Twitter space coming up here in 15 minutes, maybe 20. And we'll be back in the building. Y'all be safe. Man, peace. As I get to the end, broadcast.